Welcome to episode 237 of the Overlook Hour. I'm your host, Clark Little. Along with me, as always, is the Bitcoin man himself, is Randy Michael Stan.
That's me. That's also a plug for the Three Friends, where I talk about how much Bitcoin I may or may not own.
Randy, if I'm very honest, I don't know if you talked about anything when we were on the Three Friends yesterday.
Well, whenever I try, you guys talked over me, so that's why.
It is for the bit, for comedy. Okay? Sometimes, Randy, you have to serve the greater good.
Sure.
And that is taking one for the team.
Literally, I think you would ask Randy a question and then he'd answer, you'd talk over it.
What can I say? We've got a great rat-a-tat-tat. Russell John Fisher's also here. Hi, Russell.
I don't get a cool intro. Randy over here is the Bitcoin bandit, and I don't get
because,
nothing.
Let's be honest here. You're riding his Bitcoin tails, dude.
Oh, I know.
Randy was ahead of you.
He's ahead on the blockchain.
Randy was in on early.
We're the blockchain gang, bro.
That's right. You're in late.
Yeah, I am.
And I'm just in another room. Grandma's in the corner.
You're over there with your GameStop stock.
I wish. I would have dumped that the day it went crazy. You kidding me? Dude, several thousand people made life-changing money that day.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
A lot of people did.
Yeah. That's why I've said it several thousand. It felt good to me.
I know. It was weirdly
I don't know,
conservative.
10,000 people?
I mean, fuck, we're doing a show, man.
I don't know. They crashed Reddit.
Pump it up.
Oksana Valerian Osachi is also here. Oksana, hello.
Hi, how are ya?
Oh, you stole it too.
God, what are you, Little Miss Lynch over there?
Well, that's how I said hi on the Three Friends.
Really?
Yeah. I took it because Brandon wasn't there and I missed him.
Also, Oksana's on a tear today.
I know. She's mean.
I know. We were setting up.
False.
And then you came in this room. You stormed in here. Russell said, "Where have you been?" "Went to get water in my computer." Then you walked across the table.
And he went, "God damn it."
He said, "I left a fucking soundboard."
I don't know what was happening.
Man, explain yourself.
I like to swear, I guess. I didn't realize how often.
It was a little scary. We were a little taken aback.
I know.
We were not taken aback with the entertainment that was provided to us by our guest this week. Colin Johnson joined us for the second time on the show as we looked up while we were talking to him in the interview, because we are good interviewers. We had spent 10 minutes trying to figure out when the last time he was on the show, which was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Episode 142.
Oh, I would have guessed 3.
I think it was 142 because I think 143 was the one we lost.
What?
But it could be 130.
It really burned into your memory that bad?
I could be one off though.
143 was Ellie Callahan. L. Callahan. Wait, we're way wrong. But he's 142. Yeah.
142. There we go. Yeah, but in the doc it said that the one after that was lost.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know what that was though. Randy, you got any recollection?
No, there's a document that has all this stuff on it, though.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the document. There wasn't no information in the document.
I don't know.
You know, when you can't trust the record keepers, who can you trust?
Wasn't there just
Who's watching The Watchmen?
one interview that got lost ever?
No,
There's a
Are
couple.
you kidding me? What? How much alcohol have you had today? We've lost 10,000. Also, yeah.
Nilo lost
Then
one.
before, okay, this interview, by the way, Colin was great. We'd love to have Colin on at any time. Colin, I apologize for the lack of professionalism that happened today because Russell showed up higher than an astronaut. You come in here, you futzing around with the soundboard. Then Oksana brings in a bottle of champagne, and then you open it up like y'all won the goddamn World Series, and everything goes everywhere.
Yeah, it's spring break, baby.
You nearly blew out my eardrums.
A UFO came.
Oh. Well, disclaimer. Now, Russell, you say this in jest. We do not know what that noise was that happened, and when you listen to the intro, I'm legitimately upset.
Randy, I'm sorry. He would have cut that whole damn thing out if I didn't tie it into the intro now.
Randy, you would have cut that out. Also, let me be known this.
What? Let me be knowing this.
Let it be known that Randy Michael Stat edited out two things from last week's interview. Number one, he edited out Oksana's meltdown.
Oh, she had a meltdown?
No, she couldn't read the thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then I butted in and said, Oksana, you're doing great. Yeah, all that got cut out. And then Randy cut out my great rant that I did about paper straws.
I talked to Randy, and he didn't want to cut it out, but we were getting sued by Tim Dillon because you were plagiarizing him.
Incorrect. Randy, cut that out. Leave everything else in, but cut it out.
Yeah, you beat me to Mr. Coulier.
Before we get to Colin.
Colin
Oksana.
Coulier?
Oksana, you've got 3 minutes for your segment. Start the timer now.
The mental timer? No one did anything.
See,
What?
just show you have no regard for time whatsoever.
I don't, I guess.
No, she doesn't.
Do y'all play timed board games? You have to be the worst at those things.
Who play what timed board
I don't know.
game?
You get a little thing of sand and you do it.
No. No, we don't.
Trouble. Isn't that the one?
Chess.
I don't play that Russian bullshit, bro.
Me neither.
Plus, I never finished that show, and I've got literally I have 15 minutes left in the Queen's Gambit. Could not give a shit how it ends. I literally have 15 minutes left in the whole show. Not gonna finish it.
All right.
Randy, your thoughts?
Fuck that show.
Oksana, continue.
All right. So this. Sorry.
What?
What is wrong with you?
I thought you choked.
What? And you apologize?
Because I thought I made him choke. All right. So this
Randy, cut this out.
this Friday the 19th, the Fear Footage 3 a.m. will be sent out to everyone who pre-ordered it from thefearfootage.com.
It's 3 a.m. I must be lonely.
Which you can still pre-order. It should be shipping this Friday the 19th. That same day, Phobias will be coming to VOD.
All of them?
Yes.
Oh God, I have so many.
Women, water,
Snakes.
So 5 dangerous patients suffering from
Not afraid
extreme
of water.
phobias. Suffering from extreme phobias at a government testing facility are put to the ultimate test under the supervision of a crazed doctor in his quest for weaponized fear.
Fuck yeah.
To weaponize fear. Phobias. I thought this was a show originally, but so that's going to be out Friday the 19th.
Hell yeah.
That same Friday, Slacks, a horror comedy, is coming to Shudder. I think it is about a possessed pair of jeans.
What the
Mhm.
hell?
Oh.
It's like the Invisible Man?
A possessed pair of jeans is brought to life to punish the unscrupulous practices of a trendy clothing company.
Wait, what's the gender of the jeans? Can we tell? We got a
think
bulge?
It's
It's the gender
non-binary.
of the jeans.
That looks like a man butt.
No, that is.
That
lady
could be
Tim.
a boyfriend fit jean. Can't. Which,
That's a man butt.
I don't know.
That is not a man butt, dude.
Why did they add the panty lines to this movie poster? Is my
They did?
question.
Yeah, there's panty lines, bro.
Oh.
Yeah, lady.
I don't judge what he wears, okay? Oh,
those-
there are a couple.
Those look like boy pants. Though.
Does that say SS on the back?
It does say
It
SS.
says belong.
All
Oh
right.
my god.
Okay.
So that's gonna be out on Shudder Friday the 19th.
Which is the day before my sister's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Virginia, happy
Birthday.
birthday. Have I gotten you a present yet? No. But will I? Maybe. I mean, let's talk about the present that I give you every Saturday when I call you and your children. How about that? Let's take that into account. How many uncles are doing that? Let me tell you, probably not that many. What do I do every day? Every Saturday, 9 o'clock, clockwork.
It's true.
Thank you so much.
I hear you.
Also, he does ask about Russell every week.
Oh, really? Tell him I'm boring.
And I only say he's sleeping.
It's true. I always wake up and get worried. I'm like, fuck, Clark's
He would
on the
he
phone.
would he would flip out if he saw you.
Why?
Because he asked about you. Because I said your name one time, and that's
Oh.
all it takes.
Yeah, children like me,
Yeah.
but I
What's Russell doing?
get nervous about them. I treat them like little people. I don't know.
So
how
he
to treat
does
'em.
he does a great little demonic voice.
Oh,
It kind of sounds like Donald Duck.
It's sort of like this.
But he does a real good job. And I made him the other day say, "Hey Olin, say it's a lovely day for an exorcism, Father." And he kind of got through it. And my sister
Oh,
gave
no.
me such.
You should have recorded it.
I know. That's so good.
Well,
she
dude.
got so mad at me.
You might hear me, but we could fire Creepy Clark and just hire your cousin.
I'm sorry. What?
No, that was a good impersonation.
I know. I'm very.
I know. I was worried.
Oksana, you got anything else?
Mm-mm.
For any questions, queries, concerns, or comments, please direct those at podcast@overlooktheater.com. Stitcher, Google Play, iTunes, the other one. Find us, like us, comment, tell a friend, tell an enemy. It's not any of my business what you do on your own personal time. The Overlook Hour is available on YouTube as The Overlook Hour. The Overlook Hour is available on Instagram as The Overlook Theater. And The Overlook Hour is available on Twitter as The Overlook Hour. Find us, like us, comment, tell a friend, tell an enemy. Randy.
Am I closing this section out too?
You're opening it up, baby.
Randy, you've always closed this section out.
That's true. I've got nothing to say. Have a good day.
I looked at my mom and then back at the man. I quickly realized why mom looked scared.
That was your best timed thunder.
Thank you for the worst
Congratulations.
sentences we've ever had.
Oh, don't blame me. Blame Reddit. I completely forgot that I had put a post up in the 2-sentence horror story subreddit, and yeah, a couple people replied. This was the better of the two.
Really?
Yeah.
What about the bad one?
Here's the bad one.
Okay.
Now there's no punctuation, so technically I don't think it would have qualified. But
yeah.
it goes, "Why ask my mom as she pulled the trigger in my head?"
That's it?
That's the entire.
That's it.
What-
There's not
can
even
you
a period.
Do it one more time.
Why ask my mom as she pulled the trigger in my head?
That's
It got
not-
2 upvotes.
Two of us is pretty good.
There was another one. So there were 3. That was the second one. The one you read was the third. The first one was a demon.
What?
A demon. That's what they submitted. A demon.
demon.
No capital letters.
It's not.
Also 2 upvotes.
That's a 2-word horror story.
It's pretty good, right?
I'm starting to think maybe we shouldn't look at Reddit anymore for suggestions on 2-sentence horror story.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna leave on a high.
I don't think he likes us anymore.
Demon.
Creepy left kind of like, I don't know. I can't tell if it was cool guy or if he was like mad.
Well, he's going through a lot.
I think he just doesn't want to hang out with us.
No. His landlord is raising the rent downstairs. So
That's bullshit.
yeah,
In this economy?
I know, right? He's like, I don't have any income.
Yeah. We don't pay him
I don't know how
anything.
he's gonna work it out, but all right. What's going on, everybody? Is it Monday? Yes.
Nope.
Nope.
It's Tuesday again.
it's
Yep. We
garbage
did a
night.
show yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, we did
Wait,
yesterday.
Tuesday again?
Man,
Wait,
I did the same thing last week.
Yeah.
But
I thought it was Monday again.
freaking me out with that. You thought it was Monday, but then when you found out it was Tuesday, you said again.
Because last week I did the same thing.
I know, but the implication
we were
without
stuck
that
in
context,
a weird loop.
yeah, that was my point.
Yeah, last night we went on the Three Friends Go Criterion. Well, sometimes they go Criterion.
Mm.
I think is it just the Three Friends now, or they even say go
I'm
Criterion?
pretty sure there's 4 friends, and they're not very Criterion.
What?
they don't go Criterion very often.
Randy, you know Russ gummed up. Russ
Yeah, I
gummed
can
up.
tell.
Nah, prove it. Fucking give me a breathalyzer.
Weed breathalyzer.
Dude, that'd be pretty good.
No, I got the
And
vaccine.
completely unnecessary.
It's like fucking with me.
you got the vaccine, bro. I'm on a list somewhere.
Are you?
Yeah, I signed
Wait,
up.
for the vaccine or
Yeah,
neighborhood watch?
neighborhood watch. You're the one making me keep this mustache, bro.
Oh, I know. That is a red flag.
Let me tell you something though. I groomed it up today. It's looking nice.
Yeah, I think it looks good anyway.
Randy, I tell you, I got the edges. I got a little scissor, and I just made nice little cuts right there on the lip line. Looking sharp, baby.
Nice. Cutting your own hair and your own mustache now?
Randy, it's the Pandemic Clark is.
You got to, dude.
I'm out there. I'm learning. Okay. Now the problem with my clippers is that
You also use
You
them on your
understand what
balls.
No,
Oh,
I got.
Whoa, Randy.
Yeah, what the hell? We've been for 10 minutes. You're getting all blue. Dabba dee dabba die.
Randy After Dark, baby.
Oh,
God. It's not. It's dusk at best.
This is dark.
Randy
This is
After
dark
Dark?
for me. It's late.
Randy After Dark would be rad.
Hell
I
yeah.
love that.
It would be.
Yeah.
Dude.
Welcome back to Rad.
All right, no, do it again.
Wait, do what?
Say that again.
Randy After Dark?
Yes.
Oh, welcome back to Rad?
Yeah, but do it in the voice you did.
Oh, no, what'd I do? Okay. Welcome back to Rad. Oh, God damn it.
Not worth it, but still happy with the flight.
If I was sober, I would have saw that coming.
What was I talking about? I was on
Rad?
I was making a point.
Randy going to bed at dusk?
No,
I can't
was
remember
making-
either, actually.
I was building towards somewhere.
Oh, hair.
Yes. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? Gum up before
Wait,
every show.
what's the hippie song about hair? That long, beautiful hair. I fucking hate that song.
What?
Oksana knows.
It was in an episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Reverse guitar.
Oh, dude, that'd be Lynch.
It would be Lynch.
That's my new
All right,
adjective.
this is going to be the anti-guitar.
The you idiot. Whoa, you'd get in trouble if you tried to like coin that phrase.
What?
Like if something was weird, like you're walking down an alley and the light starts flickering and you look at your friend and you're like, that was Lynch. I feel like you could get canceled for that
Well,
shit in
I
the
mean,
wrong situation.
Lynch is a word that's got a couple different connotations.
Well, in the film community, it's hack. Like to call something Lynchian, it's so like overused. I feel like you could transition into regular conversation.
Well, yeah, it's the same as Orwellian.
Yeah. Yep.
People saying that all the
Yeah.
time. I think those
That's it.
Those
huh?
are two. Well, I think Kubrickian is a big
Oh,
one.
Yeah, that's cool.
Kubrickian's a big one. Hitchcockian obviously is another big
God, they
one.
keep coming now. You're good at this.
I would say, Michael Bayan.
Nobody. You got nothing?
No, I was thinking I couldn't.
What the hell is that?
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
Go to YouTube. You'll see it. Wait, what are you talking about?
Huh?
What were you talking about?
Who's the guy?
Who's the boss? Great show.
Who's that crazy like Danish director who? No, I think he's Austrian. Uwe Boll.
Oh, Uwe. He's German, isn't he? Or Swedish?
Yeah, what is he?
Randy.
Oksana.
I have no idea.
Swedish.
I felt Uwe.
Well, he's either
UWE.
Yeah, he's either German or Swedish because I know they reversed that
German.
law. Okay, he's German.
Wait, did they list him as German restaurateur Uwe Boll? What? Uwe Boll's a German restaurateur and filmmaker. He financed his own films through his production company's Boll KG. An event film production. What the hell? Please look up Uwe Boll's restaurants.
Dude, I was for sure thinking you were talking about Tom Six at first, and I couldn't tell. Who sent me
I
that
got
video?
stuck on Uwe Boll and I couldn't pull his name.
James Dobbins Jones.
Oh, James. Yeah, he shared some YouTube video where Tom Six is talking. He's like answering all the people who are hounding him for his new movie.
Oh, dude, that movie's supposed to come out like 2 years ago.
I know, and that's what he's answering.
When is it coming out?
I don't know. I didn't make it through.
Tommy.
He can't find any distribution, so not for a long time.
What? But it's done.
Okay.
I think so. It's got
Oh.
reviews.
All right, I'm learning a lot here. Following his retirement from filmmaking, Boll entered the restaurant industry. He retired? The film world needs him now.
Well, they made that law.
more than ever. His desire to become a restaurateur came from his own love of fine dining. He claims to have visited 120 Michelin-starred restaurants within a span of 10 years. Well, okay. And has made a short video series of restaurant reviews. Okay. Side note, Oksana, please collect all of those. In 2015, Boll opened up the Bauhaus restaurant in Vancouver. After noting a lack of German cuisine in the city, he hired Stefan Hartmann as executive chef, who earned a Michelin star for his own Hartmann's restaurant in Berlin. We got anything more interesting here? Yeah, dude, he's done okay.
Hold on.
You know what? I think he's a better restaurateur than filmmaker.
Okay. And I found him. Uwe Boll Raw. He's got almost 10,000 subscribers, and his video has almost 1,000 views. Uwe Boll reviews secret location restaurant. Here, let me just get a taste.
We are now in Gastown in Vancouver in the secret location.
He sounds exactly like Wolfgang Puck.
Yeah,
Is that racist towards Germans?
No.
They
Let's just
sound
say
exactly
no.
the same.
It looks like the video of your boy that passed away that you liked so much.
Carl?
Yeah, it looks like that. Like he's got a camera on the table in a secret location. Cool. I'm subscribing. I'm following him.
Hell yeah.
Uwe Boll reviews secret location restaurant located in the trendy Gastown neighborhood in Vancouver. Food was okay, but not great. The dessert looked like diarrhea and tasted like shit.
Jesus.
Oh, we'll have to pull that clip for next week.
Oh man.
Fucking Uwe Boll.
Where does he have restaurants? In Vancouver? Dude, if we're ever in Vancouver,
What a douche.
I'd 100% go to Uwe Boll's restaurant.
Why were you talking about him?
Because I was trying to pull his name for the dumb joke I was making.
What was the joke? What's
And
the
I couldn't think
punchline?
it. God damn it. Where were you 10
I
minutes
don't know.
ago?
I can't remember.
Just covered this. You were in the middle of it.
Oh, it didn't make an impact.
Whew, okay. Randy, how are you?
I'm doing
Is
all right.
anyone still-
I just want to say missed opportunity. I guess he still could take this if he wants, but Uwe's Bowls. It's just a place where you get like a grain and a protein like in a bowl and like some veggies.
Look at Mr. Fast Casual Dining over here, bro.
Yeah, kind of like a Chipotle situation, but like
Dude.
healthier.
Randy, this man visited 120 Michelin star restaurants, okay? He's not trying to get into the fast casual game.
I don't know, man. You get people in and out of there pretty quick. Make a good buck, you know?
Uwe's Bowls would be a dispensary.
Yeah,
Or that.
That's
100%.
a weed thing. It'd just be both.
Or toilets.
Uwe's Bowls and Bowls.
Uwe's boils. Uwe's boils.
That's a Tom Six movie. Way to tie it in.
Uwe's boils. All right. You got anything up top?
Nope. Not that I can remember.
All right, wonderful.
Just that last week before we were recording, I was struggling to remember something I watched. And I did that thing again where we record on Sunday and then we go downstairs and watch like 5 movies. I forgot all of them. I do remember now that one of them was, what was that movie you got very mad at me for making us watch?
Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal Activity.
Oh, get out
I won't
of
review
here.
that later.
I'll
It's
review
not
it
good.
right now. It's total garbage.
I found that there was a Twilight parody called Breaking Wind.
Yeah, I watched it.
Really?
Yeah, I think my dad got a bootleg.
God.
Like
Yeah.
not online, like off the street. Dude, he used to be so proud. He'd be like, "Look, I got these for $10," and it would be like a duffel bag full of like red box cased burned DVDs, and I would watch a lot of them, dude. There's like a weird nostalgia with them too,
Oh,
because half of them won't
God.
work, and it would remind me of like a playing a VHS, like when the tracking would chew or something. Like, yeah, that's how I watched Shrooms for the first time. It was a good movie.
Oh man.
Yeah, look at Paranormal Activity.
Look at this.
Is Cedric the Entertainer in there?
No.
Is that
Give-
racist?
Give my man Cedric more credit than that, dude. All right.
Somebody was. I can't remember.
Randy Michael,
Yes, sir.
what you got?
I got a movie called The Block Island Sound, which is on Netflix now, which I didn't find out about it from Netflix because, the things that I want to watch, they never actually advertise in my my algorithm, but I saw someone post about it on Twitter. It's a movie that played at Fantasia apparently last year in August, directed by Kevin and Matthew McManus. And I don't want to say too much about it, but it's kind of like a sci-fi sort of horror, sort of like a family drama. It takes place, on an island. It's shot near Rhode Island, and it has like a really cool sense of place, just like a great use of locations and cinematography. There's some cool effects in it. So essentially the movie starts out with Tom. He's a fisherman. He wakes up alone on a boat, and he's very like distraught and confused, and some things look a little like out of place on the boat. So it kind of starts off like not knowing what's going on, and then there's some phenomenon that happens throughout the town with some of the citizens and some animals and stuff in the area. You kind of learn a little more from there. And like I said, it's kind of wrapped up in like a family drama type situation. But yeah, overall, I really dug it. I kind of think I would have liked it if it kind of went a little more into sci-fi or genre. But I think this is their first movie, and it's pretty solid.
Wait, what did you say? Sci-fi or what?
Horror or genre. There we go.
Thank you.
But
Oh, my boy Jeremy Holmes in this. Jim Cummings is in this.
If he is, he's barely in it because I don't remember seeing him, or maybe I just don't recognize what he looks like.
He does blend in. I could see him blending
Yeah,
in.
Jimmy Combs, bro, and Jeremy Holmes from The Ranger,
Oh, I never saw that.
who played the Ranger.
So are we doing like an A24 type thing here, Randy?
It doesn't really feel like an A24 movie, no, but I kind of get what
Okay.
you were getting at when I said it's like the family drama
marketing.
thing, and
Yeah.
it's
It's-
definitely
it-
it definitely feels and looks more independent, and that's not like a bad. That's a compliment, not a negative thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's good.
Humor.
No, not really. But I mean, it's not like dry or like suffocating. But I don't know. It's not like it's a little humorous, I guess. There's a character in the film whose name I'm forgetting, but he's a big conspiracy theory guy, and he's a fun character.
I'll accept that. Randy, you ever been to Rhode Island?
I haven't. That's one of few states I haven't been to.
What else you missing?
I think Maine. So I think a couple like super far northeast states, and then like a Montana and maybe a couple others. But
Very good.
yeah, a lot of them
Yeah, I
were
think
just
I've
driving
covered-
through. So I don't know if that necessarily counts, but I count it.
I used to say if you made a bowel movement there,
I make a
you've been
bowel
to the-
movement in every state I go to.
there you go. I'm right there with you. Although the one time I bought a soda in South Dakota. That rhymes. Nothing?
No.
You don't like that?
Mm-mm.
I bought a soda in South Dakota.
I liked it.
The
Well, you put a
other
melody to
day,
it.
I bought a soda in South Dakota and it tastes so good.
Oh no! Come on, Taste Okay was right there. It would have been easy.
I bought a soda in South Dakota and it tastes okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Randy, write that down. Anyway, I counted that. So if you make a business transaction, you've been to that state.
So either you take a dump or you buy a beverage. And then it counts.
I think so.
What about if you get ticketed?
I think that counts.
Oh,
You might have to go back again if you want to fight it.
Because then you were.
Yeah, but Texas ain't never going to get me there.
But you're contributing to the local economy.
Yeah.
Therefore, yes.
Not via any volunteering on my part.
Correct.
That guy was a dick. And they did try to get me back there,
Okay,
too.
but didn't you get like 4 speeding tickets on that trip?
Yeah. Not all in Texas.
What?
I got
Arizona?
2 in Arizona, yeah.
Dude, Arizona. But Texas, yeah.
Dude, they were like within 2 miles of each other.
I remember when I was driving out here to California in 2011, 10 years ago, I made a stop at a gas station and someone
Mugged you?
was there and she was like,
A girl mugged
she
you?
saw there was police there. I don't remember what the circumstances were, but she said, "You better be careful around here because you got out of state plates,
Oh.
and the cops
Yeah.
will get you." I don't remember I don't know why she would have said that,
So,
but she did say that. I probably made an illegal turn or something.
or they were just going to fuck with you.
Or that
I'll tell you,
they were scamming.
I was worried that we were driving through with the California plates in a very tiny, very blue car. We were like a moving target, and it wasn't just like we were from California. It was like we were those assholes from California in this neon blue 2-door buggy piece of shit.
Neon blue.
And that was because I had a buddy who was like managing a car rental ship. And he was just like, "Oh, I'll hook you up." And then I get there and he's like, "Yeah, here's your deal, but you can only pick that car." And we're like, "Dude, it was very embarrassing." And I think I was punished for it.
4 tickets.
4 tickets, yeah. And the Texas one, I was supposed to appear in court the next week in Texas. So
One of them was my seatbelt violation, though.
yeah, they woke her up. She was asleep in the car, and then they're like, "That's a violation." And they woke her up to be like, "Hey, you're getting a ticket." Like, fuck off, dude. Yeah, it was bad.
Okay, but at what point?
That was Texas too. It was the same guy. He wrote me a ticket and her.
At what point do you clean your act up?
What, dude?
4 tickets?
I've been driving like that every day of my life out here in
I
California.
know.
Everyone who drove during that trip was going like 90 to 100.
Yeah.
He started driving 3 seconds into him
Yeah,
driving. He got
We
pulled
just
over.
switched. It was in one of those little tourist trap towns where the speed limit would go 55, 35,
Yeah.
20, 15, 10, and then
Okay.
build back up.
It don't go to 10.
It went to 3. It was very
It
strange.
went to 3? Oh, okay. You in a church parking lot?
Yeah, right. It said get out and push.
All right, Randy. Long Island Sound available on Netflix.
Block Island Sound. But yeah.
Well, what I call it?
Long Island Sound. Your backwards hat's too tight, dude.
Block Island Sound available on Netflix. Randy, what'd you give it on Letterboxd?
3.5.
Oh, that must be a fucking badass movie.
It's pretty good. You might have to do
I
some.
know, I believe it.
You might, like I said, you might have to actually type in the title if you want to find it on Netflix, depending on,
Oh yeah,
your
they
situation.
hide all the good shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And Randy, when they do the crackdown on people sharing the password, is that going to affect you at all? I bet it won't.
Couple people in my family have it, yeah, so maybe, but we'll see.
Ah, look at you, a family man.
Yeah, man. Got to share those accounts, you know?
I think Oksana's family, her whole side of the family is going to be mad.
All right, Rad. What else you got?
Yeah, I watched a movie called Lapsus, directed by Noah Hutton. This is a film that played like multiple film fests, online festivals last year that I attended, and I just kept not watching this movie. And
Where did it play?
it may have played New York. I forget where else, but there was like 2 or 3 that it showed up on, and I just kept like not watching it, even though I heard that it was good. So it's on VOD now, and it's a sci-fi movie that kind of takes place in like a parallel universe, like a different present. It's like one of those movies that essentially feels like everything is exactly the same as where we live now, except for like a minor sort of like a world building situation. So anyways, there's this delivery man. His name's Ray. He's struggling to support himself.
Hey, I'm a delivery man.
Now say you're struggling.
I'm struggling.
To support what?
So Ray's got a younger brother who's sick. And
What's his name?
Oh, Raymond.
I don't actually remember his name. I didn't write it down.
Everybody loves Raymond.
They're in New York. So this guy Ray, he's got a couple hustles and unsuccessful jobs and stuff, and then he finally decides to take a job in a strange new realm of the gig economy. I'm reading this from the Lapsus website. So essentially what the job is you trek deep into the forest and you pull cable over miles of terrain to connect large metal cubes that link together the new quantum trading market.
What the fuck are you talking about, Raymond?
It's a cool little sci-fi movie where essentially, so the actual internet is put together by cables. So essentially in this, in this movie, there is these like transistors essentially, which just look like huge like metal boxes that are like out in the forest and stuff. And essentially, they have people that are cablers that are just connect cable from one to another for this quantum computing thing that's happening.
Wait, go back to that poster. Those are the most obnoxious comments on that fucking thing.
Witty, astute, perfectly absurd. Cult status is assured.
God. That's got to be like the least coolest dude you've ever met, right?
It's like, write this. Yeah, they were like, they handed them the spot, and then they handed them a check in the other hand.
Yeah. What's your movie called? We'll put that at the end of it.
Lapsus.
Cult status is assured.
Cult status assured.
Now, Randy, are they making like a blockchain joke? Like connecting cables to giant blocks representing
not
the internet?
everything is blockchain.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
God. It's all blockchain and fungible tokens
Okay,
with
there
you,
we go.
bro.
But yeah, as you can tell if you're looking at pictures, the production I thought is really good, and it looks like there's a lot of practical effects. There's also these cabling robots, which essentially they put out in the field as well to inspire competition and inspire people to work better and work harder. So there's these cabling robots that essentially do the same job that they're doing alongside them, and it didn't look CGI at all. It looked very like legit, practical. So I don't know.
Like the job Russell and I used to have, the job you currently have. Thank you.
So yeah, I really liked the world building in this movie. I kind of like these movies that kind of take place in like a parallel universe where most things seem the same, but there's kind of like a small difference. At one point I was really digging it, and it was almost going to be a 4, but it loses a little steam towards the end, so it ended up a 3.5, but it's still pretty good.
Damn, a 4? You almost gave this shit a 4?
Yeah.
We gotta watch it.
How did you watch it, Randy?
It's on VOD. I think it was like a $6 rental.
Hey, Randy, what's the deal with South by Southwest? Are they doing like
I don't know, actually. I got a festival fatigue, so I haven't even looked into South by.
I hope you're getting ready for ours.
Oh, you know it. I'm going to be up 24 hours, baby. No, I'm going to fall asleep at like 9 p.m. and wake up at like 6.
Okay. I had that in mind when I was doing the schedule.
Yeah.
Like, I think Randy's going to wake up here.
But yeah,
All right,
Lapsus,
you got
$6.
You got anything else?
No, that's it.
I think Clark's falling asleep, but I can't tell.
No,
because
I was
those
trying to
glasses.
read the thing. All right, we got an update for you. Windows is continuously improving, and updates are a normal part of keeping it running smoothly. We'll take two. We'll restart and install this update at 8:09 p.m. No, you won't. Or you can restart it now if you're ready. Another time,
Was
and
it
we're
like
done.
Windows Day to restart?
Yeah.
Mine happened right when I was trying to connect. Actually, Randy sent me the link for the chat, and I couldn't click on it. And then my computer just shut down like 5 minutes
Oh,
later.
dude, you know what you got, dude?
It was worth it. The timing, I give it a Randy 2.5.
It's hard,
But
dude.
the punchline, I give it a
I
3.5.
know. Dancing with
Demi
the
Lovato documentary
devil.
is.
Oh, it's
cool.
at South by. Okay, the reason why I was interested is because the new Barbara Crampton, Larry Fessenden film
Cool.
is called Jacob's Wife. It's playing at South by Southwest, filmed in Canton, Mississippi.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was very interested in that.
Do they talk about his ladder in the movie?
Oh, I think the spelling is different. This is Jacob with a K.
Oh, they're like cousins.
No, it's not how that works at all. Oksana Valerian Mosachi, what is the price of the fest? Are they doing the passes? Can we do it? What's going on? All right, you work on that. But now we got to talk about my movie. Do you want to hear about my television series that I binged? Or do we want to talk about a film that I should have seen years ago?
Let's go. What kind of TV show? Can we get a genre?
It is sports.
Genre. Let's go TV.
TV. I saw the entire
The Devil.
season and possible series of Last Chance U : basketball. Now,
Last Chance Unicorn.
Last Chance U is a wonderful series that has taken place 5 seasons that was all football related about junior college, specifically junior college football. First 2 seasons were at Northwest Community College in Mississippi. Then they went to Independence Community College in Kansas. And then this last year they spent season at Laney College in Randy's, Oakland, California.
Ooh.
But this year they played a basketball season at East Los Angeles Community College. And of course, if you can match up the time, it was the COVID basketball season. And I'll just say this now. This was probably the most heartbreaking series that they've done. Just in terms of what this team went through, because the coaches. So junior college is a tricky place for athletics. I think they want to call them community colleges now, but they call them junior colleges, especially because you say
What's going on?
JUCO works.
I know there was legal work for potential like owning of your own name in college sports, right? Did anything happen with that? Was it NBA or NFL?
What are you talking about?
I thought something was happening this year where or did that happen a while ago?
I have no idea what you're referencing.
You know how they don't get any money for playing, but the schools make a ton of money from them?
Yes.
I thought there was some like movement in that legal.
It's a grassroots movement, but things are changing. So I can tell you this. Recently, Michigan State University basketball team, as of next year, will be known as the Michigan State basketball team brought to you by Rocket Loan Mortgage.
What?
Yes.
Really?
I think it's Rocket Loan. Yeah.
And do the players get any money for that, or is it all the school?
I think it's the school.
Oh, that's crap.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But I'm
That's
telling
bullshit.
you right now that things are changing slowly.
Yeah, they've got it.
Because the thing is, they just got to get out of the NCAA's web. But JUCO is a different deal. So the reason why athletes go to JUCO, and they name this very succinctly in the film. They say that generally kids are there for the 3 A's. Either their academics aren't good, they're not all that athletic, or they're an asshole.
Oh fuck!
Those are the 3 reasons. And honestly, all the team members that we covered fall under one of those A's.
Yeah.
So we followed the story, 4 or 5 guys pretty closely, and one of them, the shooting guard and point guard of the team, he's a combo guard. He you don't like Greg Whitley's picture?
No, I do not like his profile picture on Rotten Tomatoes.
Deshaun Heiler, he lost both of his parents and lost his mom fairly recently, and obviously, he's having a tough go, and he's a very vocal guy, but you really start to understand like his mentality and why he's so tough on the court, and he is an asshole, but he's the most likable asshole you ever meet because you understand where he's coming from, and he's a fighter. And you learn about all these kids, and and the coach as well. But ultimately, the heartbreaking thing about this season is that this team went 29-1 and was headed to the playoffs, and they were on the bus to go to the playoffs, and then it was COVID canceled it.
Oh, what a bummer.
The whole season was built up because this coach had got him to the championship game a couple times, had never won state. He had been coaching for only 8 years, and it was all head coach at junior college level. And your heart just breaks for him. And
what did the league end up doing? Just canceling the whole season?
Everyone canceled. No one, everyone canceled. So for all sports last year, because it went from spring and then it went into football as well.
Yeah.
Everyone had an extra year of eligibility. So if you were a senior last year, you get to repeat your senior year this season.
Oh yeah, that's kind of crap.
Yeah,
you don't get that year back.
Well, but what it's doing is that we're going to have a long ripple effect in college athletics because now it's affecting high school seniors. It's also affecting the major leagues because what happened last year is that the major league draft is generally, I'm talking baseball, is generally 40 rounds. Last year, it was 5.
Wow.
They have cut so many minor league baseball teams. So now a lot of kids and are not going to have a chance to play college ball because baseball's big.
Yeah.
There's a lot of schools have baseball teams. So there's a lot of opportunity in college baseball. And then there's opportunity in the minor leagues because there's so many leagues. But now that's dwindling. So, yeah. Anyway,
I heard a story about the MLB was they were doing research on making the plates bigger. Did you hear about that? Yeah. A lot of weird things. It's so weird when a competitive, like American competition.
I don't hate that, to be honest with you.
Well, it's weird when you think about like how American culture is all about like, play a game fair and, all that crap you learned growing up, which is actually pretty good teamwork and like
baseball's got to do something, make the plate bigger.
But then when you grow up and you learn that it's all run for like, capital gain, and then it's like things like home runs and, looking the other way actually can make you more money. So it's like, man, it turns into soccer basically.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, take a dive. I had a buddy who was a fucking soccer coach, and he's like, I teach the kids here to like take dives. It's part of the game. Like, so not American.
It's dude, it's Brazilian bullshit.
I know.
And European bullshit.
Yeah, but like caring about competition like that, I don't know. It's a huge part of my
soccer
identity.
ruined basketball.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Vlade Divac.
When people were flopping. Yeah. It was really weird too. It felt really lame.
Yeah, and that happened in the early 90s when the NBA started getting more and more European players, and they would bring that soccer shit over here.
Yeah, I kind of plateaued at a point and slowly fell back on every sport. Now, Vlade Divac? I'm sorry.
Please
Again,
take a screenshot of that.
There is, we do the YouTube screen capture, and sometimes me and Clark go on tangents, and she just doesn't know what to do, so she makes up words like Vlade Divac.
It's a name he said.
Vlade Divac?
Vlade Divac.
Oh, that's real.
Yeah.
Oh, look at me.
All right. The film I saw on Saturday, complimentary of the Blu-ray collection downstairs.
Is that Irish? Vlade?
Oh, Vlade Divac.
Vlade Divac.
Oh, it's me. It's Vlade Divac.
I mean, and tomorrow's St. Patrick's
a
Day,
center
right?
for the Sacramento Kings.
It is, right? Tomorrow's the holiday?
Yeah.
Oh, St. Patty's?
Yeah.
I've just been told.
Happy anniversary, Mom. I know you listen to the show.
You're like 1% Irish, dude.
Dude, I'm way too much Irish. It's a bummer. Don't bring it up.
I have no idea what I am because I gave my sister the DNA package as a birthday gift 2 years ago. Still nothing.
You're
Yeah.
you're waiting to
I
live
thought it was gonna be smart.
vicariously.
Yeah,
through-
man. That's a smart move, dude. Give your sibling that as a gift. 2 birds, 1 stone. Come on, baby. I saw Sinister 2 on Saturday. I am a big fan of Sinister. Also, I was shocked when I saw again that Sinister came out in 2012. It didn't seem like it was that long because I looked at Sinister 2. What made me think about it is because when I put on the Blu-ray for Sinister 2,
Yeah.
all these trailers came on. I was like, dude, these movies are old as shit.
Yeah. It's
When did
old.
this movie come out? 2015. It's crazy that it's been this long and I don't know why I didn't see Sinister 2 because I very much enjoyed Sinister 1.
Did you enjoy the ending of part 1?
Yes, I'm fine with
Okay.
it.
I remember a lot of people complaining about that. I actually don't like it either. The children aspect of that movie is really annoying.
Well, there's a lot of children in Sinister 2.
Yeah, but I feel like Sinister 2 kind of jumped the shark. So it's almost like you're allowed to have fun with it instead of it ruining your suspension of disbelief.
I did have fun with it.
Yeah, I had a
I
yeah.
even let the terrible CG on the kids go. They could do without that.
Well, part 1 had that problem.
Yeah, it was a little rough. But I'll tell you who wins the day is James Ransom is so good in this. He's great. And the mother in this is great. The kids are great. I love the cast. And it's Randy, did you see Sinister?
No, haven't seen any of them.
Okay. So, Randy, here's the deal. What Sinister is that you got a demon, okay?
What the fuck?
The demon's name is Bazool. What's the
Bagul.
Bagul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Okay. The man's name is Bagul, I've just been told. Now, what Bagul does is that he gets in the minds of the niños, okay? And he makes the children kill the parents. And then when they kill the parents, they grab Bagul's hand and they walk off to hell together. That's pretty much what happens.
Yeah, no, Sinister 1's all about kind of watching horror movies and the fear of the effect it could have on you, or like walking, like disturbing film changing who you are. It's really good.
So a big part of the film is that they will show these 8mm films and they'll all be labeled like fishing trip
Yeah, found footage,
or camping time,
camping
Or-
fun. Yeah.
baking cookies. So, and then it will be, exactly that where a family's on a fishing trip and the next thing you know, cut to the family being hung upside down over a swamp and then an alligator picking them off one by one.
Yeah, they're all snuff films.
Yeah, so they turn into that, and in part 2, these little demon children. In fact, so the kids can see the other demon children. The parents cannot. So the children are under the spell of this, and the more movies they watch, then the closer they come to killing. They have to learn. They have to learn the stories about how they can kill their parents. It's a whole thing. So there's a twist with this. And it's great. I had fun with this. I gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd. James Ransom, man, he's great. James Ransom, of course, is Ziggy.
Yeah.
From The Wire season 2. Also, Tangerine. Randy,
yeah.
what else?
Ken
What
Park.
else we got?
Oh,
Ken Park.
Oh,
dude, James Ransom slings heat, dude.
like literally in that movie.
I've never seen Ken Park
Oh,
because it's illegal, bro.
yeah, I got it.
And I'm American.
Robbie borrowed it, but when he came back,
He
and we
brought it back?
Yeah, when he recorded the episode, he brought all the movies back.
Oh, I'll watch Ken
See,
Park.
when you're hanging out with the Robbie Smith, or we got a Colin Johnson over here, and they bring back the movies. They know how important that stuff is.
Well, somebody bring back my Beaver trilogy. Somebody's got it.
Beaver Boys.
I don't know who it is.
It's in your room.
It ain't in my room, dude.
All right.
Do you know how organized I am?
You know, I almost watched Sinister 2 because you were jazzed after you watched it. I was like, man, I want to get there.
I
Again.
want to watch Sinister 1 again.
I got a movie poster, Sinister 2.
Randy, give it a go.
Yeah, I think I would like Sinister.
I'll tell you, man, they got a little edge to them. They got a little rusty little edge that if you get too close, you might get that tetanus.
Like, is that good or bad?
It's bad, man.
Okay.
I mean, don't be Icarus on the Sinister franchise.
Yeah,
man.
Randy, you might be able to fuck with 1. 2 is a no-go.
I don't know. 2, I had fun with 2.
I loved part 2.
Randy can have fun.
I actually,
Sometimes.
one of the most effective posts I ever made. Actually, it left a mark on me because I felt like a fraud. I did a write-up on I remember now, I did an article on the Overlook Theater that was called Traces of Bagul in 1943, or was it 1643? I forget.
16.
Well, it was just a tie-in to a black metal band.
Yeah.
And then I just wrote some like fake ass journalism thing about like how Bagul looks like he's in a black metal band.
He does.
Dude, it got so much interaction.
Hell
and I was
yeah.
just like, this is the worst thing I've ever written in my life. And it really made an impact on me.
That's how it works.
So a lot of journalism works. I think it was 1643. I don't know. 1349.
What the hell? You go from 1984 to 1349.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what it's the black metal band 1349.
1349.
Before I was just yelling out numbers. Yeah. Oh, that article. Yeah, but I kind of want to watch it again.
Hell
You got me sold.
Apparently, I got to get a
Actually,
Showtime add-on to watch Sinister.
Ah, dude, I own it. Before you go to Atlanta, come over and watch it. Dude, it's
Don't be
good.
blowing up his spot, dude.
Now everybody's gonna move out there.
It's cool.
I don't know. I don't know. Brandy, you're gonna be near the Six Flags, bro. It's gonna be a lot of like riffraff over there. I think you are near the Ocoee River though, which I do love the Ocoee River, so that may be worth it.
Okay. Don't know of it yet.
Whitewater rafting. You on whitewater?
Count
bro?
me out. I like
only does
looking at
white
it. I'll
power
put I'll go in like up to my knees, and that's about it.
What?
But have you never been like canoeing or anything?
No.
Randy, do you like the water?
Aesthetically,
What do you give it on Letterboxd?
Do you like swimming?
sort of. Yeah. I mean, I grew up in a house that had a pool, but
Above or below ground?
below.
Below.
Oh, of course.
Randy's
Money
not-
bags over here.
Randy's not fucking with it.
I had cousins who had an above ground pool, and I thought they were rich.
Dude, I've never
They
had
had
a
a
pool.
doughboy. I was
I've
like,
never had a
dude.
pool ever, and that's all I've ever wanted. All I've ever wanted is a fucking pool.
Dude, I thought they were loaded. I'm like, dude, they got a fucking pool. But it was a doughboy.
All I wanted was a pool. Never had a pool. I live in a fucking dump. Put me in a garage. I have a pole, baby.
Not even like a Toys R Us, like plastic
No,
one.
man. No. Give me a nice pool. I don't care about your Infinity Edge, bro. The Infinity Edge scares me. These are dangerous pools. People are swimming and living in. Also, it has to be a lap pool, man.
What?
My perfect idea for ideal fitness is a lap pool.
Oh, so you could swim laps.
I tell you,
You wouldn't fucking do
I
it
don't-
once.
I understand I do not have a swimmer's body, but I have fantasies that I would be an excellent swimmer. I enjoy swimming. I think if I had a nice lap pool, I would swim every day. Swimmer increases your appetite.
Yeah.
That's why you do see a couple of chunky swimmers out there. Also, I'll tell you this: Michael Phelps. You remember that fella?
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
big fan.
Did you ever hear like his diet routine?
Oh no.
Oksana, Michael Phelps, breakfast.
Why do you know it?
I know most things related to food. Nope, that's not how you spell Phelps. But
You know where food goes to die.
yeah, Michael Phelps. Breakfast. Get some night breakfast. Okay, look at that, bro.
Oh,
All right, here we go. That's boring. Look at the picture.
Are these real?
All right, here we go. The Michael Phelps typical 12,000 calorie diet for breakfast. He has 3 fried egg sandwiches with cheese and veggies, an omelet made of 3 to 6 eggs, a bowl of breakfast cereal, French toast with powdered sugar, 3 chocolate chip pancakes, 2 cups of coffee.
Hell yeah.
The 12 Days of Christmas.
three chocolate chip pancakes, 2 cups of coffee.
I think he's a big
I
weed
have-
guy too, so probably getting the appetite from there.
Oh,
Well, dude, yeah, it looks like he front ends all that because then for lunch and dinner he's having pasta. Dude, for dinner he's having, is that half a kilogram of pasta? How much is that? Is that a lot?
it sounds like too much.
That's for lunch and dinner he's having.
Yeah. So he's having a kilogram of pasta, 2 ham and cheese sandwiches, and a large meat pizza with energy drinks.
Ew.
Oh, do you think he's a Gatorade or Powerade? Is he Gatorade? He's got to be Gatorade.
He's a monster
Who's
guy.
Powerade? I like Powerade though. Long story short, all I've ever wanted
Look who he's with.
is a pool. Oh,
Is that Jared?
It's Jared from Subway.
Whoa, this is as big as like Epstein.
dude.
They should just arrest him right now.
Dude, he is on the Lolita Express right now, dude.
Can we make that a shirt?
He's eating. Oh, the roast beef of guilt. Look at that.
Of babies.
God, look at Jared. Oh, did you ever hear the story about Jared and Tom
Wait.
Segura?
Oh no.
Yeah, Tom Segura was in, and it never aired. But dude, years and years ago, they were going to do a campaign where it was Jared and Jared's loser brother,
Okay.
and Tom Segura had got that role,
Oh shit.
and it never did anything.
Does he have any of it?
I don't know.
I doubt it.
Yeah, he was Jared's loser brother. All right, that's it. Sinister 2, 4 stars, and Clark wants a pool. Russell,
I think I give it 4 too when I reviewed it.
fine. Oh, 15%.
Yeah, of course.
What's going on?
Welcome to
I
being a horror
figured
fan.
That's why you'd never seen it.
No.
Yeah, the movie's a lot of fun.
What's
And-
Sinister rated?
What's what rated? Oh, the first one.
The first one. Oh, this ice, bro.
63.
That's pretty good. That took a hit.
And it's actually higher than the audience score.
I'm gonna get another soda because my ice is still in the cup. It's still working
All right.
because it's in the nice liner cup.
All right, we'll wait.
All right, Randy, tell a joke. Russell, what'd you say?
Well, I thought I would I was pretty bummed out when I remembered that I had actually watched 5 movies last week that I forgot about.
God.
And I won't talk about Paranormal Activity, even though I want to. And I really thought Cedric the Entertainer was in it. He's in the first Haunted House movie.
He's in Haunted House.
Yeah, that's
bro.
what it was. And dude, they're almost identical. Like it's another just rip off of Paranormal Activity.
Ain't no party like a Mandingo party.
dude.
That's the line.
I
from-
remember.
Thank you.
I remember it. Yeah, what were the other movies we watched? Do you remember, Oksana? We watched 4 that night. I don't know. I can't remember. One of them though made a huge impact on me.
Oh boy,
What?
I'm just preparing.
Oh,
myself.
you said that while you were digging around in candy. I thought you had found a discovery that you wanted to share.
No, I discovered that I ate both of the things that I wanted to eat.
Didn't you buy like 2 pounds of candy last night?
Let me explain something very quickly and succinctly. Reese's has a Easter flavor. It is the Mallow Top Cup. Randy, what it is a peanut butter chocolate cup traditional for the bottom 2/3. The top third, which Randy, let's be honest here, that's a little liberal saying that it's a third because it's a very thin layer on the top and it's not quite even throughout the entire cup. It is marshmallow
Oh,
and it's very good.
it's just vanilla. Also, you were doing like David Lynch reviews Candy for a moment there.
I was in the zone.
I enjoyed it. And speaking of Candy, the movie I watched is called Fat Tuesday. And it's Tuesday tonight and feeling fat.
It's Tuesday tonight.
So,
Can I read the synopsis?
Yeah, go ahead.
Behind the mask of Mardi Gras, something sinister. Hey!
I know.
That's very cute. Behind the mask of Mardi Gras, something sinister stalks the streets of New Orleans. Filmed on location during the final days of Carnival, a group of friends is preyed upon by a mysterious killer.
So, me and Oksana were just taking turns picking movies. And you pulled this from Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody had posted about watching it, and we follow a lot of people who just watch like random shit on Amazon Prime. Like this is how I found out about like Bad Ben. Homie Toby Wayne reached out about it. And who are you following here? Was it
Dog Soldiers?
Yeah, Dog Soldiers. She, another kindred soul, watches, open mind, watch
Dog
anything.
Soldiers.
Also a good movie. And yeah, she posted about Fat Tuesday. Now, Oksana was like, I really like the poster. That's why I wanted to watch it. I think the poster looks very amateurish and like is a hard turnoff. Like it's not appealing.
But it is directed by my guy, Jorge Torres.
Yeah, Torres. He's definitely a dude I'm going to look into.
Jorge T2?
Now,
yeah.
Fat Tuesday opens with a lady hitchhiking. And it's instantly got that kind of like, we're out here in the desert and we're going to pace this movie very emotionally. Like it's very indie. Like that, I'm sitting in the back of the car looking out the window and everything's out of focus and an acoustic guitar plays. Except none of that really happens.
American Honey is what you just described.
She jumps in the car and you can tell that the lady who's driving is clearly not an actress. And it instantly gets the feeling of Larry Clark, very What's Up Rockers, like kind of like maybe the land and the car and the people in this movie all are local and were discovered to tell the story. And she drives into town and she's let out in like what seems to be anywhere New Orleans, and there are a lot of people in the street. And there's a brief conversation with the girl leaving her, and she's like, oh, what are you going to do? Do you know anybody? And she's like, yeah, I'm meeting friends. And she leaves, but it's instantly clear that she doesn't know anybody. And she's walking around. Then we cut to a group of friends that would be the main characters of any slasher film. Like a couple of girls, a couple of guys. It doesn't appear like anybody's really dating. Everybody's pretty flirtatious. And it's insane because it's very clear that they are acting. They have lines, but they're set like it's all guerrilla filmmaking. And we follow these people through heavy crowds. A lot of the time, the camera and the script lean into the crowd too. So you have characters who will be interacting with each other, like reading a script, progressing a story, who will, get cut off by random strangers on the street and interact with them. And it all flows together in the movie. Also, this film isn't in-world camera, but it's the most present I've ever felt a camera in a film. Like the crowds, you can tell that they've edited this movie down meticulously because you can see somebody every now and then in the far back of a crowd, almost out of frame, looking at the camera. And it's just so clear that this small group of people who are like kind of partying are being filmed for something. And you can imagine what it's like walking around now doing that. Like with all, vloggers and shit, people just are constantly trying to interact with them. And then we meet the character who is hitchhiking and it becomes a horror movie. And I'll tell you, she starts killing these kids off. But the whole film feels like a Larry Clark thing. It feels very like it's almost like a bunch of privileged moments over a weekend or something. But the story never feels forced. It never feels like a thing happens that changed the progression of everything. Everything feels calculated, and every kill feels very low budget. Like it's almost like you can tell the artistic dip whenever somebody's about to die. And I don't know, it creates the coolest kind of sensation because she's a lone wolf killer. She's a slasher, right? So somebody might go off to pee. and then she'll come up and like flirt with them and then murder them in what's like one of the only shots in the movie where there's nobody else around, and the special effects aren't great. And it kind of gives it like a maniac vibe. Like it makes it feel like more raw or like just like gritty. Dude, it's so fucking cool. And I remember like halfway through, me and Oksana hadn't talked at all. And you're like, oh, do you like it? And I was like, dude, this movie fucking rules. Whoever Jorge Torres is, we got to talk to that guy.
JT2?
Dude, if his other films... Randy, did you ever watch Felt?
No, I know of it though.
Watch Felt, and it feels like that. Like one of the important things about Felt is it's shot out here in the Bay Area, but instead of being like, oh, you know, this film was shot in Ohio, it feels like he managed to capture what like Bay Area life is just through like mise-en-scène. And of course, that's Jason Banker, who directed Toad Road, who that's the only film I could think of that like palette wise was coming to mind. And he had a thank you in that movie. In Fat Tuesday, he has a thank you. So yeah, I don't know what the connection is, but dude, that's some like raw indie filmmaking that it's fucking cool.
How did you guys get privy to this little title?
Just Oksana pulled a random movie from Instagram from Dog Soldiers.
From a very reliable source.
Yeah, she's rad.
She's super into like found footage and garbage horror movies, but this one actually ended up being like really good.
Yeah. So it was a random pluck. I've never heard anybody talk about it, but the director's done like 12 other movies.
Oh, wow.
So
including Shadow Zombie.
Yeah, they all look like heavy art house. Like, I don't know. I think Randy would be into them.
Also, the actress,
she has like a Netflix show now, right?
She's in The Joker.
Yeah, she was in The Joker.
Oh, she was in Mindhunter.
Yeah, she's like a real deal. Like Dead Wax was good too, and yeah, it's her. She's just like walking around in town, like acting off of real people. It's
walking
fucking cool.
Around in town, dude. There's acting off other people.
There's one shot where one of the male characters gets like grabbed by a dude in the crowd, and the way they kept in the film was the frame doesn't have the guy's head in it. So he's like jostling one of the actors, just like, well, yeah, what's up, man? What are y'all doing? And the dude is just acting off of it, like being, dude, it's so cool. There's an energy in that film that I've never felt before, like while watching something.
God, would you button it up, man?
Dude, it's fucking cool.
You have unzipped it, flopped it around, stroked it, and whipped it, and
yeah. So
caressed it.
Fat Tuesday, give it 3.5.
Is this a 4.5, a 5?
No, I give it 5.
You gave a 5?
Yeah, I loved it.
You were very generous with your 5 stars.
So
agreed.
You mentioned that we were on.
You hand out 5-star reviews like you're papering a room, dude. Like you're handing out flyers for a strip club on North Beach.
It's like crypto. I'm decentralizing that 5-star.
I know.
You mentioned that we were on 3 Friends, and when we were recording yesterday, Mickey just was not into like 3 movies we brought up. And I was just thinking, it's like normally that dude's into everything. And when he doesn't like something, it almost like hurts. It's like, oh, you don't like that? Fuck.
Yeah, because he kind of shuts down.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
He's like, no, it wasn't for me. It wasn't any good. And you're just like, fuck, if he didn't like it.
And then we spend 20 minutes trying to explain NFTs to Alberta.
Blockchain? That's going to be for another podcast. All right, I have one more movie.
One more movie.
We watched it last night. Again, we couldn't. I think I have like 3 lists on my phone. I made a Google Doc. You have a different list.
I just started adding them to my watch list on Letterboxd.
Yeah, and all these things. And then it's like, what do you want to watch? And then I start panicking and looking around the room. So yesterday, I picked a movie based solely on the fact that former guest Zach Carter is married to the person who illustrated the cover for Severin.
Hey.
And I pulled shout out to them as they announced that Crystal's now pregnant.
Oh, congratulations.
You didn't see that?
No.
Oh, they got a little one on the way.
I think they unfollowed me, bro.
That is not true.
You have to unfollow them.
Yeah, unfollow them back. Fuck 'em.
No, you can make somebody unfollow you, bro.
I block you.
By doing what?
You can remove them as a follower of you.
That's not how it works.
100% how it works. Get on your Instagram right now.
Wait, so you unfollowed them?
No, I'm saying they may have removed me because I don't see nothing from them, bro.
That's not how
I
it
didn't see
works.
nothing from them, bro.
Okay, so
Regardless, congratulations, Zach and
all right,
Crystal.
Randy, look it up. If it's true, take this whole thing out. We're
Girl,
not
you know
congratulating-
it's true.
And yeah, so I pulled a movie called Saint Bernard, a movie that I purchased a sticker pack for and a shirt, and I've never seen again because we like to support our friends. Now, don't go through any of these pictures yet. The thing about Saint Bernard,
How about a please?
it looks like a
Jeez.
it looks like a slasher movie about a dog, kind of like Cujo.
Cujo.
And
yes.
it's like, okay, we'll have fun. And I read the back, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. This is a director who used to be a special effects guy, and this is going to be his first movie. And everybody's like, dude, it's fucking crazy looking. And I'm like, okay, I'm in. What is that music? Oh, it's a car outside, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, I know. It's
Sounds
freaking out.
ominous, though.
It might be my computer.
It sounds like an alien.
Yeah, it really does. It sounds very weird.
No, it's outside.
But why is it up?
I don't know. Put your headphones
is it?
back.
It's freaking me out, man.
I know it is.
It's like,
There, it's done. It's gone.
what was that, dude?
I don't. It's what I imagine
That
a
was some
UFO
r-
would sound
That
like.
was some Richard Dreyfuss mashed potato shit right there.
Oh, good. I see you.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
I'm legitimately
Randy, could you hear
upset right now.
anything?
No.
Mimic the noise.
It was like a.
Yeah, but layered over like 10
Yeah.
times. Yeah. No, it was freaky. I'm not denying that. You just got like genuinely scared.
I don't feel
I
well.
know. Okay. So yeah, Saint Bernard. Now I throw this in and I think, okay, it's gonna be like Italian gore. This will be a light watch. The first thing I noticed that made me second guess this movie was that it was an hour and 40 minutes long. I don't know what it is about those 10 minutes.
Bob Zmuda's in this?
Oh, you're supposed to hide that. No, it's fine. Why do you look so scared?
Dude,
I'm not gonna hit you while we're recording.
Bro,
That's for after.
And yeah.
you buried the lead, man.
Well, I was gonna reveal.
Did you even know who Bob Zmuda is?
Well, did you know that Warwick Davis is in there too?
Bob Zmuda's bigger than Warwick Davis.
No, I like Davis more.
Bob
Is
Zmuda
that a
was
height joke?
Andy Kaufman's right-hand guy.
Yeah, I read that on the back, but I didn't know that. It doesn't mean anything to me, really.
It means the world to me.
He's got a rad name.
Zmuda.
Yeah.
He also did
Okay.
Tony Clifton.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Now I know what you're into.
legitimately still like, that was weird.
It weirded you
I just
out.
want to know what that was.
All right, well, here. Let me hypnotize you with my awesome movie review.
All right.
So, Saint Bernard. Here, let me read what it's about on IMDb. A classical musical conductor unravels into the abyss of insanity. This is not what I thought this movie was going to be. Basically, a little kid is inspired and wants to become a musician. So he gets a conductor rod and starts faux conducting bands. And he puts on performances for his family while a little like jukebox will play. And he fake conducts them. There's nothing out there. It was a motorcycle.
Continue.
Okay. And the approach of this film is something in between like Terry Gilliam
Mm.
and no, it's very Terry Gilliam. It's actually very Brazil.
That's not a selling point necessarily for me.
Brazil's
Well,
tight.
you're a fan of Brazil.
I do like Brazil.
This
though.
movie's a lot like that, kind of if Jodorowsky was directing it.
My problems with Gilliam aren't aesthetic necessarily.
No, it's very visually Gilliam. Narratively, it is very Jodorowsky though.
Okay, the two posters that if shown, this is the same movie.
And that's not animation. That's in the movie. They built that set.
Oh, that's very Gilliam.
Yeah, that's very, dude, it's insane. But like, so this movie came out in 2013, and I swear to God, I wouldn't think a film like this on this level would be made in a year outside of the 80s. Like, you know how back then, like weird genre shit, there was a lot of money for it. This movie looks like it was built with like $1 million budget. And everything, all of the set design, all of the special effects, they're fucking crazy, man. There's a moment in the
He
film.
Rogan.
I know. Right?
It's fucking crazy, man.
There's a moment in the movie where raw chicken is skydiving and they're parachuting out of a plane. And they
Hell
they
yeah.
straight up had a dude rigged up to a parachute on top of skydiving chicken. And dude, I don't know where the money came from, but they'll like
China.
That's juxtaposed with a shot where there's a burnt out school bus and he's walking down the middle of it, and it's crazy looking. in
Burnout
there.
School Bus, isn't that an Opinions record cover?
Covered in tarp. Like it looks otherworldly. And then in the back, he opens it up and there's like scientists back there and weird shit, and he runs out, right? And in the Severin Blu-ray release, there's a 17-minute making of. I turned it off because it was too good and I was too tired.
Look at that cover.
But they basically opened up talking about how the director brought the whole crew out and they shot that burnt down bus scene, and it was all guerrilla. And not since Bobcat have I heard such a like, I don't know, like a story that gave me anxiety, because they said they threw the tarp over it and it was in the middle of a crowded area. And everybody on the crew was like, how are we going to do this? We don't have permits for anything. So he told the actor to go in there. He did a take, came out, and he's like, okay, we got one more of these and the authorities will be here. Like they're on their way. So the dude does another take, comes out, and the police came up and started talking to the director. He walked up to him and said, oh, I'm here with the fire marshal. I have authority. Here's his card. So the cop calls the card, gets an answering machine, comes back. He's like, hey, he didn't answer. Can we contact him some other way? And he's like, no, we got what we need. We're done. And he walked away. And the dude's like, wait, hold on. Who are you with? And they just kept walking. And he was like, dude, whose card did you give him? And he's like, here, you want to call it? And he looked at it. It was a printed card and it said it was like a fire marshal thing. He said he called the number and the answering machine was the director. And he was like, hey, this is Frank. I'm out of the office right now. Call back. So the dude knew that they were on like federal ground and were going to be harassed by the authorities and set up a whole fake like business front preparing for them to be stopped. Dude, the production in this thing is fucking crazy. And
I've never heard of this movie.
No, and I haven't either. And I'm like, this movie's so big. And again, literally the only reason I watched it was because it's like, oh, Crystal did the cover. And I'll tell you right now. So the story is about this little kid who grows up trying to be a conductor. And there's shots of him walking around like Guitar Center, looking at all the instruments, fake conducting them with his little like conductor wand. And then it cuts to him. He's on stage in like a little high school thing, but he's all grown up and he's blanking. And everybody's like, dude, fucking start conducting. Like the whole orchestra is just waiting for him. And he raises his hands and a bunch of drugs fall out of his jacket. Like Brazil style, like drugs fall out of his jacket. And then everybody's like, oh my God. And he walks out, gets in his car, drives onto the freeway, hits incredible traffic, like just straight up gridlock. Parks his car, gets out of it. Like, I think this is all stolen footage too. Walks down on the highway ramp, finds a severed St. Bernard head, picks it up, and just walks down into the freeway with it. I don't know how they did it or how they shot it, but you can tell that a special effect. Like, look at that. That picture is so Brazil.
Yeah.
Randy, I think I watched a couple of Randy movies on accident. I highly recommend you watch Fat Tuesday and St. Bernard.
Does Warwick Davis play a redneck in this?
Warwick Davis plays a like prophetic lumberjack.
Hell.
Like he's up on a giant mountain of chopped wood.
How was this movie reviewed?
I have no fucking clue. On IMDb, it's got 5.8. Not even 100 reviews.
Oksana, check how many tomatoes. This is 40 tomatoes.
Dude, it is surreal though. It's surreal in a way that I didn't know they could make movies like this anymore, because it's very much a horror film. Yeah, dude, it's a fucking trip. Like if you want to watch it, we can watch it again.
Yeah.
And the special effects dude, he worked on I think there's a Henenlotter quote on the back, and he's just like, man, this is a good movie. Like something really chill, but it's fucking Henenlotter. So you're like, oh, this is legit.
Go check it out.
He worked on like Brain Dead, The Wound, 5,000 Feet in the Best. I don't know what any of this shit is. The Cave, The Unborn 2.
The director of Strange Nature also worked on the special.
Yeah,
effects.
our boy.
Ojala.
Yeah, Ojala worked on it.
Jim?
Yeah, we got to hit him up and be like, what the hell? Like, dude, I don't know. I found two bangers this week.
All right. Yeah, no, I would watch both of these.
Dude. Fat Tuesday, I think Randy might enjoy more, but I think you would like this. It's kind of what you wanted from Terry Gilliam. Like, what we haven't had. Or Delamorte,
Well, that's
Delamore.
what
Have you seen that? Delamorte, Delamore?
no.
It's one of Robbie's favorite movies. We should watch that. It's fucking great.
This also looks like
Cemetery Man.
This looks like, which also looks like Gilliam, is Adam Rifkin's movie The Dark Backward.
Yeah, it's got a as far as set design,
which is my favorite Gilliam movie, as I say.
Yeah, well, it's fucking good. The Dark Backward.
Dark Backward's so good. All right, Randy, you seen The Dark Backward?
The Dark Backwards Man, I've seen that.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, bro.
That's racist, by the way.
Do you think Randy would like The Dark Backward?
Yeah.
It's weird.
I think
good.
he would like it, but he wouldn't love it.
Randy, Bill Paxton crushes it in it.
Okay, I'm down.
You got a Judd Nelson. You got a Bill Paxton. We got Wayne Newton. Who else we got in there? We got
Laura Flynn Boyle.
Laura Flynn Boyle. Yeah, it's about a stand-up comedian who grows an arm in his back.
Down.
Oh, Jimmy Kahn? Rob Lowe? Yeah, Rob Lowe. Yeah, who's the agent? Yeah, it was Wayne Newton. All right. Good film. 5 stars.
I think you talked about it when Madeline was on here.
Yeah.
One time. Yeah.
Oh, that was Hooky Boy Day, Dave.
Oh, yeah. Hooky Boy.
Yeah. Also, RIP to all the fries. They're all gone.
Yep.
Did you know that?
Oh, electronics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we went to Fry's It.
I thought you were making a food joke.
No. Even though I did, Randy cooked a terrible batch of fries the other day. And,
Thought you were getting better at it.
well, Randy, if we have to get into it, I put the fryer on the wrong eye of the stove.
Your third eye.
Normally I have it on the left. Normally I put it on the left eye. Okay, I put it on the Lisa Lopez burner.
This time you put it on the
This
pineal
time-
gland.
I put it on the right one, and the left one is got the warmer on it, so it heats it different, and just wasn't my day.
Next time.
And you never talked about the Dark Backward. I just looked it up.
I did talk about the Dark Backward.
Yeah.
I definitely did. 100.
I think we did a thing that I thought I did last week where we watched.
What was the sentence you just said?
We watched, or we recorded and then went and watched the movie.
We talked about the Dark Backward and Hooky Boys. 100%. That happened. I have an elephant's brain, also an elephant's ass. Also, when I did that, I licked the microphone, and it was so gross. It's salty and has a weird texture. Enjoy the rest of the show with our friend Colin. Randy,
Mm-hmm.
take her home.
Again, I thought I only take people home at the end of the interview.
Well, Colin, how are you, man? Welcome
good.
back.
Guys, it's been a while. When was the last time we talked to Colin?
I think the last time we talked was between Holy Shit, That Was Scary 1 and 2, I believe,
Oh my goodness.
which was like years ago.
the days of yesteryear.
God, right?
Yes.
The before times.
Let's see. Let's try to get the date here. We've got our handy dandy Overlook Hour schedule document. Let's see.
That I can't navigate right now for some reason. These don't seem right.
202. No, that's not right.
No, you were here a long time ago.
Yeah, hold on. Maybe I have it in my email too.
No, Google's let us down. It's definitely in the 100s. Why don't you just type in his name? Does that do anything?
No, because I don't have the doc set up to actually read guest names.
Of course.
I know.
Sometimes when you start something, you just end up with nothing.
Well, you know,
Anyway, we're happy to have you back, Colin.
Oh, it's great to be back.
But yeah, man, a lot has happened over there since we talked to you. So now you're producing movies?
Yeah. We well, the world shut down just about a year ago to the day, and we kind of got together at Awesome Theater and made a decision Whereas there's kind of two groups of people in the wake of the shutdown. There was the the performance groups that wanted to preserve the live experience, and then there were the performance groups that wanted to preserve the quality, like the control of the product. And we chose the latter, just because two of us have film degrees. We got a bunch of equipment, a bunch of gear, a bunch of friends. So we just pivoted and made about 7 feature films over the last year, kind of ranging between silly contest videos and straight up full documentaries, and now an accidental feature film. But yeah, so we just kind of went virtual right away and just never looked back.
Yeah, but Colin, I mean, I've only known you pretty briefly, but I feel like you were heading in this direction already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I was absolutely. Once we realized that like the angle of making movies could kind of give us that edge, we kind of just really leaned into it. And also personally, like my end goal is to make movies. Like I've always wanted to make movies. I love doing theater, but I want to like spend my life working on movies. Just because as a perfectionist who's more detail oriented, a show is a rolling snowball of insanity that eventually just ends and obliterates, and everyone walks away all excited and happy. Whereas a movie is a slog and like constantly going back, second guessing yourself. This computer crashed. So it's more frustrating, but I find it much more rewarding in terms of production commitments and stuff.
Also, like when we first set out on doing the podcast and the Overlook Theater thing, the whole idea was trying to build a horror community in San Francisco, because there seemed to be really intense little pockets all over that didn't know about each other. And I felt when I met you that I had like found the leader of a little pocket. Like normally I can't just like riff with people on like new films or especially found footage, but you knew everything I was talking about, including you came over one time and we had a screener. And what was that movie? It was like a parody of a porn film.
Oh God, it was Deep Murder, wasn't it? Wasn't it called
Deep
like
Murder?
Deep
Yeah,
Murder or something like that?
yeah, but you knew what it was when you came over
with Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. No, I'd read all about that. That movie was on my radar.
Now, I had a damn screener link in my email and I had no idea what it was. So I'm like, oh, you're on like a next level here.
You still talk about "Fuck Your Blood."
I still play that song all day. Do you remember that, Colin?
I do remember that. I think I watched it again with a friend after I watched it with you because it was so funny.
Oh yeah, it was one of the first things I added to my Spotify when I finally got it. Yeah, but like I don't know what. So what do you read? Like what do you like? Bloody Disgusting, or like where do you find all the good news on horror?
Yeah, a lot of it's Bloody Disgusting. Bloody Disgusting is on my usual rotation. I also check Dread Central, and then like IndieWire, Collider. But Reddit has been really good, especially for like horror literature. But yeah, the horror Reddits are really. I mean, if you can cut through, the chaff. There's a lot of really good stuff in there. And, my dad raised me to be a horror fan. Like he was sneaking in Exorcist movies and Bordello of Blood when mom was out of town. And I was kind of raised to make horror, I think, in a lot of ways.
Now, you just made a film that's kind of about like internet communication.
Mhm.
And we go, you transverse a lot. We're on Twitch. We go through phone media. We have vloggers. And just this last year during the lockdown, I discovered Reddit. And I've been trying to wrap my head around the difference of communication and just like the kind of culture on there.
Mhm.
And I mean, what was that movie we loved? Feels Good Man.
Sure.
Did you check that out, Colin?
I did not see that one, but I heard of it.
Okay, watch that because that movie's it's like a historical bookend of like a moment in the internet. And I love like internet documentaries.
Mhm.
And one of the things in there is it kind of expresses a fear of the forum. Like the forum for some reason is treated differently than like Instagram or even Facebook, which is they're all just takes on like the forum model.
Pretty much,
Well,
yeah.
when I got into Reddit, I realized something, and it's completely different. Like it's not you follow people that then create your content. You follow ideas,
Mhm.
and then the upvotes in those ideas. So basically, the community decides what's important,
Yep.
and it kind of pushes it forward onto your feed. But also, people like to interact there.
Mhm.
So once I kind of broke through that, I realized like my favorite corner of the internet's kind of these forums that I've been scared of.
Mhm.
And hearing you come out with like a lot of news from like the horror community, I'm not surprised.
Why are you scared?
Well, I think there's a lot of fear in the forum because there's a lot of people actually conversating there. You're not limited to a word count. You can add videos and pictures. It's not like Instagram where you're kind of like,
You need
Yeah,
to have more confidence in yourself and what you bring to the table.
what do you
That's
mean?
what it sounds like to me.
No, Colin, jump in there.
Well, I think in developing this movie, I tried to avoid Reddit just because, I mean, I tried to pull aspects of like iconic social media, but Reddit, that rabbit hole goes so deep. Like I didn't want to take on Reddit. Are you kidding me? Reddit like crashed GameStop. Like I'm I'm a lurker on Reddit. I do not interact with anyone on Reddit. I mostly am just a lurker. But you know, Reddit's kind of become my go-to, you know, internet surf over lockdown. But oh man, some of the some of the confrontations and the interactions there, I just like are so cringy for me as someone who tries to avoid confrontation when possible. So I follow Reddit until I get uncomfortable, and then I read a book or something.
Well,
But yeah, I was afraid to tackle Reddit. I was ready to like throw knives at Facebook, social media, Twitter. Like we were all like aiming at those guys. But I think everyone's like Reddit's too big for us at this point.
Well, also, Reddit's not like general audience shit. Like
Right.
Instagram and Facebook and like just like general apps. Everybody has that.
Yeah.
But like, you know, there's a thing that I've learned from Reddit, which is we do a show, and as a person who's been you know, a co-host on here since the beginning, I couldn't pull up the damn episode you appeared on earlier. And normally this is where Google kind of becomes everybody's crutch. It's like, just fucking Google it. You can figure out anything.
Yeah.
You go on Reddit and there's a lot of links to websites that don't get picked up on Google. There's a lot of hard-coded videos that aren't on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a gray area.
Yeah, it's this weird kind of no man's land of the internet.
Yeah, it's almost like Google has branded everything that's okay on the internet. Once you get out of that Google net, you're kind of like, I don't know, it feels different.
It feels,
like,
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it feels dangerous, but it definitely feels more unstable.
It's like, so I'm sure everybody's been in this position before where you want to download a YouTube video and you're kind of like, I know YouTube doesn't want me to do this, but I bet you can. So then you Google, how do I download a YouTube video? The first thing that will come up probably in 3 different hits will be a third-party app.
Yep.
That's not on the Play Store or in iTunes. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, where it's like you're dipping your toe in like...
That's the real stuff, baby.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah, you're kind of like...
It's like the moonshine.
Yeah, dude, it's the moonshine. You're like, wait, nobody's regulating this? And then you kind of look for reviews, and then you remember all the shit you talked about Yelp, and you're like, am I really going to go off these reviews? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, reviews are a whole different bag of tricks, man. Like, honestly, like you really can't. How much faith can you put in user reviews, honestly?
Yeah, in one person's opinion, yeah.
I don't know.
Because I'm having a hard time right now as I'm looking for an electric kettle. And boy, are people opinionated about their This almost burned my hand off.
But I mean, you are right, because it comes down to like the content creator in that situation too. Because somebody could be a really talented writer and full of shit.
Also, if you have any recommendations on electric kettles, please be in the market. Also, Colin, we did find your episode. You were on nearly 100 episodes ago.
Oh, wow.
Episode 142 on May 14th of 2019.
Oh, dang. Oh, the last great year.
Indeed. And then also, just for kicks and giggles, looks like the next episode we lost. So, don't really know what happened there. You remember that, Russ?
Wait, what? We did?
Yeah, it said 142, then lost.
Yeah, I don't know why. You know, my notes, I mean, people used to give me shit for how meticulous they were. You look at them now. They're way more cringy and eye-crossing. Yeah, God, that was a fucking long time ago. It was 2 years ago. And you know, what I walked away with from that interview
Not
knowing...
much has happened since then.
I just remember you going to clown school, Colin.
Yeah, well, I was teaching at a clown school. Yes.
Okay. See, now I'm it bums me out because I did not put that in my notes.
Oh,
I'm gonna add that right now.
do it.
Colin, I miss you, man. I felt like when you first came over, because I think you only came over one time and we watched
Yep,
2 movies
just
and we
once,
reviewed them.
one glorious time.
I thought for sure I had you hooked.
Yeah, no, you did. You had me hooked. I mean, this is like you're coming back over is at the top of my list after getting like a vaccine.
Man, but all right, we got to talk about your struggles. I know you're a creative dude who works harder than all three of us in this house put together. And how's the lockdown been treating you?
I've been pretty lucky. I was able to just start making movies for all of the theater and live performance arts groups that I'd been working with for years. So once people stopped being able to perform live, I am sitting here with a computer. So I just spent all year just kind of creating virtual fundraisers, galas, pivot productions for people all over the area. I went to Laney College. We worked for Skyline, Circus Center, all kinds of groups. So I was able to stay pretty busy and pretty productive, kind of helping people stay afloat over the last year.
Wow. How did
I
you
was lucky, very lucky.
How did you figure that out?
It was accidental. I was like, shit, I got laid off from all 3 of my jobs over the course of 1 week last year. And I was just like, man, what am I going to do? Okay. So I went on unemployment and, after about 5 weeks, you get really exhausted. And then it seemed like as everyone started to kind of get a lay of the land, they started to just think of creative ideas. So like, well, we can't do this show. Can we make a movie? And luckily I knew enough people to, well, a lot of them just kind of asked me. And then I was able to kind of build some crews of people and just edit all fucking year. But yeah, it was nice, and it kept me from losing my mind. Although I feel like I did better if it was just straight lockdown scenario with nothing. I feel like I would have done better than a lot of people just because I'm okay not interacting with people a lot.
Here.
Yeah.
Is that true though? Colin, you're such a personable dude who you're at the center of a tiny stage in awesome theater. And I feel like it's all about cramming as many people as you can in there.
Yeah, it is. And we were able to, this last year, we were able to recruit some staff members that could help us with that outreach. So we were able to bring in people that we would never have been able to afford in 2019 or before, just because no one's doing anything. And then everyone's looking for something to do that's safe. And we were able, we looked at dentist offices, COVID protocols, and we were like, fuck it, we're going to have a COVID officer. We're going to keep making movies.
Dude, I love it. Would you call yourself an introvert though?
I would say I feel like I'm like a ambidextrous vert. I'm great with people for specific periods of time. But 2 hours at a bar, I'm done. I'm ready to go home. I'm done for the night. And there's a very, very real switch in me when I've decided I'm done socializing. And it's just there's no point in trying to keep pushing through at that point.
Yeah.
Now, Colin, so here's an important thing. So you as a performer, and you surrounded yourself with performers, when you've got people who are always on,
yeah.
Is that something that I can't wrap my head? I could never do that because I'm very much the same way. A switch is a switch,
Mm-hmm.
and I just need that. I need that time. But there are some people who are just always on.
Yeah, they feed on interaction.
Yeah,
and I think those are good. Those are good people to have on your good side. And luckily, with Awesome Theater, we decide who we bring in. So. And our motto is theater for people that didn't know they liked theater, and that kind of informs everything we do. So we tend to hire people that aren't that theater archetype that lives out loud and runs around and sings in public. It's okay, we're a little weirder than that. That's not what we're interested in.
Right. but even now
you're making the films, but ultimately though, like, is it live performance that is a big driver for you? Is that you want to go back to that, or you can
Yeah.
serve both of these things?
Well, I've always wanted to do both, and I always will do both. But I think I just did so many shows over like 2017 to 2019. I just burned out. So this last year was really nice for not doing theater. At this point, I'm ready to kind of go back into it. I mean, Awesome Theater is a theater company. We make movies because we can, and we like to integrate the two mediums. But at the end of the day, we commission writers to write plays. That's kind of how we got our start, and that's our kind of, we're really comfortable doing that. We have a lot of really great theater people. So yeah.
Also, given the current climate of everything, maybe crisis acting? That's an avenue.
That's an option.
No, but whenever you can,
make it work.
We're at a point in 2021 where it looks like there is actually a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
When do we have a timeline?
You said that before
For Awesome Theater? Yeah, but I feel it this time. Like, I believe.
Yes. We do have a timeline, actually, and it looks like we're on track to hopefully open 2 live shows in October and November. We got 2 really great shows. We got a zombie play that's set around kind of the racial unrest of 2020, in the wake of that, and kind of drawing those metaphorical parallels and creating like a zombie story out of it. And then we got a Jersey Devil comedy coming out as well. So we're just like we're just hitting the ground running. We're swinging for the fences. We're kicking. We don't give a shit. We're doing a Jersey Devil and a zombie play this year.
Now, is the Jersey Devil dealing with gender relations?
No, it's actually dealing with relationships. It's a young couple expecting a child that moved into what was once thought to be the birthplace of the Jersey Devil. If you're familiar with the Jersey Devil, it was born of a woman, but it was like, I hope I get this right, Allison, I'm sorry. If it was born like the 13th child of a human, and she said, "Man, I have 12 kids. If I have a 13th one, may it be a devil." And that's one of the legends for the Jersey Devil. So she kind of, she runs Killing My Lobster. She's one of the funniest people in the city, and she's writing us like a horror comedy about just like a silly young couple out of their element in the boonies that slowly start to get engulfed in the legend of the Jersey Devil.
Yeah, my only knowledge of the Jersey Devil is from the Bad Ben series on Amazon Prime. So, are you familiar with that?
Yes, I remember talking to you guys about the Bad Ben series. I've yet to watch it, though. I keep looking at it, and I was like, man, that poster looks rough. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that font.
Now, what's interesting about Bad Ben is the first one is kind of like slow cinema through security cameras. So it's almost like it's found footage slow cinema. And I think it's a really interesting framing device to kind of articulate how just because something is like really slow paced, we might think it's like exaggeratedly good. I'm not
yeah.
I came out of the first Bad Ben and I'm like, whoa, is this guy like a master of like pacing, and he just knows how to really like bait and switch a scare when there's nothing going on? And then you watch part 2 and you're like, oh, I hope I didn't post that on Reddit.
Yeah. Well, part 2 makes sense is because part 1, this is just a guy. He's told us that he had literally just gotten the news that his plans for his movie fell apart as the actors fell out. So he just grabbed his phone and started recording while he was driving in the rain.
Yep.
At Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey.
Steel Manville Road.
And then he just made this movie with himself and had a budget of $29, which was a chain he bought at Home Depot.
Pretty great.
To harness a buff guy.
Yeah. And then, he made the movie. He got good feedback, and he got a little too cute in part 2. And then no one liked part 2. So he, in part 3, went back to part 1.
Yeah. And included the Jersey Devil, which is all I know about the Jersey Devil.
And then he jumped the shark with cartoons and Mandela effect.
How many of them has he made at this point?
Oh, Colin, that is oh boy.
Like 8 or
I
something.
think he's at 8.
Try and run through the titles.
Okay. Bad Ben, Stillmanville Road, Batter Ben, Mandela Effect is 4, maybe.
Oh my god.
Then there's like Night Clown Moon, Night. What was that? Bad Clown Rising. It was something.
Oh my
I don't
God.
remember.
Harvest Moon.
So we got Bad Ben. You were right.
Batter
And
Ben.
Batter Ben is 3.
Yeah, Stillmanville Road is 2. Batter Ben 3. 4 is Mandela Effect. Got it. Crescent Moon Clown.
You were close.
All right. Then Bad Ben The Way In.
Which we haven't seen. So yeah, that was just 6.
That was there's at least 2 more, I think, because now you've got
Wow.
Pandemic, and there was another one we watched.
There was the Bad Ben channel. There's the Bad Ben Amazon Prime.
Oh yeah, he started a Bad Ben channel.
Very nice.
Yes, on Roku, and apparently it just hosted like underground UFC fights, like underground MMA fights, and he was bananas. Man, I mean,
Hey, you gotta hand it to him, man. That guy's got drive.
yeah, I mean, dude, that's the beauty of all this is like you just tap into these weirdos, man, and like you're able to like just go in like parallel with their frequency just for a little bit, and then it's just I think that 90-minute time is just enough time we need to spend, and then we can go back to our lives. Just tuning in with these weirdos.
The lockdown, it was really weird. And again, Colin, we don't talk about the lockdown all the time. It's just really appropriate right now because me and Clark, God, we've been doing the show for 4 years talking about how we want to make something. And the only reason we've started filming is because we got kind of pushed in a corner by the lockdown. I had 3 months where I wasn't working and I did nothing. I think the last week.
Not true. You beat the Star Wars game.
I did. I beat
Quite
a couple
handily
video games. But the last week of that, I feel like I figured it out. And then I think in May, I got a call and they said, hey, we're coming back. So I've been at work this whole time. The only reason we started filming was because we really wanted to do something with the film fest again. And we're like, we don't want to let it like lie for a year. So we're like, well, we can't do it in a theater. And that was our whole thing. So we figured a way to make it go online. Now we've got your new film, or your first. Is it your film? And why don't you have an IMDb page, Colin?
I do. It just doesn't have any of this newer stuff on it. I have an IMDb page from when I was like a PA for like movies like 10 years ago, but I haven't updated it. I probably should.
Okay, well, the stars aligned. And when we figured out that we could do something interesting in the ways of a online film fest, we also got the great news that you had committed a full narrative to video format.
Well, I've been planning to do that since like the last year's festival was the last thing I did before shutdown. And literally I spent all year developing a found footage show, and it was through a totally different group, a totally different idea. And that all kind of changed and contorted. And we were looking for digital premieres for this year for Awesome Theater. I was like, well, let's make our first horror movie. It's found footage. It's not going to cost a lot. It's basically going to bottleneck to me sitting in front of a computer for 3 weeks, like doing tiny little detail edits. So it worked out really well. I mean, I'm always amazed that my ideas are approved just because they're not the most mainstream ideas. But I think just with the team that we got to act in it, like there's some crazy good stuff in that, and we got great directors and great writers. It just worked out really well. It was one of those projects that could only work in this month, in this year, you know.
So, Colin, walk us through the process of how that all happened, how you were able to assemble this team for this film.
I basically I went to Awesome Theater with the idea, which was basically just kind of a write-up on the villain, like the evil entity that is kind of, in my mind, has been the same evil entity in the previous shows. Like, we're just tracking the evolution of this like manifestation of pure evil. So I wrote that, and then I wrote some notes on just like how shitty social media is and how it might be fun to fuck with it somehow, to like invert the experience to where, you know, whereas most people like to project the perfect life that they have and are secretly just miserable. Like, we're flipping that inside out. And that was the idea. And from there, I worked with Nikki, who's our casting and outreach director. And she brought in 3 awesome writers. And then we brought in 3 awesome directors to attach to those 3 writers. And we all sat down, and it was basically, all right, there's an evil app. This first piece needs to deal with this element of the app. The second piece needs to deal with this element. The third needs to deal with this. And then I'll write something that just wraps around and embeds everything. So we're basically tricking people into thinking they saw a feature film when in reality it's a anthology, you know.
Yeah, that's what you get for trying to download a YouTube downloader app.
Yeah.
You get an evil entity coming after you.
Yeah, pretty. Oh man, and I've definitely fought some evil YouTube rip entities. There's like I've used like 8 different shady ass websites,
Dude, me
and
too.
at a certain point, it's just like, oh, there's something living in my computer now.
Now, Colin, I've had the divine privilege of seeing Holy Shit, That Was Scary 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And just for people who missed out on that, these were plays, which first, I'm not a thespian by any regard. I feel like I only can kind of fringely understand and appreciate the art form that is live acting. And I went in there and I was blown away, mostly because you were able to you created this beautiful bond between technology, pre-recorded video, and live performance. And I was just like, it was like a wave over me. I'm just like, whoa, I'm completely in here. I have no idea what to expect next. Now, now you're playing in my format now, and I'm very used to narrative film, and I'm very used to found footage. And I think I noticed something different in your approach. I think a lot of screen life films, which is kind of what we're doing, where everything here is on a desktop, like we're kind of looking through the monitor of a character.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of these films, they use a lot of time manipulation through the editing choices.
Yeah.
Now, because you had a bunch of actors who are used to live performances, I get the feeling that you had a lot of real long takes. Like,
yes,
you didn't manipulate much. And, you know, you watch a movie like Unfriended, and they kind of like distort the time and make it feel like it all happened in an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm like, your film, I feel like it really did happen in an hour.
Well, that's really interesting because when I watched Unfriended, like basically I was obsessed with Unfriended. I finished that movie standing right in front of my TV, just standing like nose to nose with my TV. And just thinking, wow, this must have been the hardest fucking movie to make. Like, look at all the pauses and the hesitations and like the deleting of the text when you don't type right. Like all the subtext that went into those performances blew me away. So, of course, being someone that likes to shoot myself in the foot, I was like, I want to do a desktop horror movie, and all the desktop stuff and Holy Shit was my stuff. And I learned that in terms of shooting, it's way easier to shoot than you think. The problem is like all of the like brands that you need to carefully like cover up, like all like I would get texts during shoots from like my dad. Like I'm recording my screen with my actors, and my dad will text me going, "Oh, The Empty Man was great." Like, oh man, stop it! Oh, we got to reshoot again.
Dude, your dad knows what's up. That was
my dad. That movie, I feel like that movie was made for my dad. But anyway, but yeah, it was a really interesting challenge. But we definitely just approached it. I figure like, don't throw too many things at a performer that they're uncomfortable with. So I made the decision like, we're going to rehearse this like a play. We're going to rehearse it like a play. We're going to shoot it in, like you said, very long takes. We'll stop if we need to, but we'll just do like 5 very long takes of each of these scenes. Mostly, I'm speaking mostly about the wraparound, my stuff. Like there was different modes of shooting that went into each of the shorts. But yeah, I just covered my ass and then just kind of blew up the editing to like 800% so I could see tiny little pixels on the screen and make sure everything was covered up.
Now, Colin, there's something interesting that happens there. Like I would say the main theme of your film is kind of the emphasis on the faux reality of like a reality TV show.
Right.
And it's kind of like these people are, you know, they're trying to make a brand out of being personality, except these personalities are clearly all fake.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, you know, that's, I mean, clear. Like when you look at Instagram influencers and vloggers and YouTubers, and because you can feel that these people are reading lines and are acting, it kind of doubles down on that.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, I thought it was like, it was really interesting because normally I critique a film for feeling like you lose verisimilitude when you have people trying to remember lines.
Right.
Except in here, it feels like, there's app manipulation, there's an evil entity at play, and the whole idea is we're exposing the phonies.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I don't know. I felt like it's one of those things that you hadn't thought about that really helped it.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. And I mean, I couldn't get away. I don't know why, but I was stuck while developing this movie on a single line from Session 9. Do you remember that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Where the voice says at the very end, "I feed on the weak and the wounded." And I was like, oh, well, that's what this thing should do. So basically, the idea was that it would kind of pull the fears and insecurities out of the people, and however unstable those people were is how fast it would get them. And then you uninstall it, and then boom, you're literally fucked if you uninstall it. That kind of thing.
Now, Colin, it's funny. You were talking about your dad texting you and like kind of reality burping the narrative bubble. Bursting. Burping kind of works.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Here's the thing. You would so we're dealing with mixed media. It's exactly what I love. We jump into a lot of vertical camera footage. We're in like I said earlier, Twitch streams with gameplay. Like we're all over. There's a moment where somebody's in there. Like I'm not an Apple fan. I don't have everything hooked up to my Apple network. Yet I love when people do, because when they pull open their computer, a lot of their text messages are there.
Yeah, and that was the big that was the big obstacle I had, was trying to like not put people's phone numbers on blast and like making sure personal conversations were hidden.
Now, Colin, you're a fellow voyeur. So I know that you know about that because me and you look for it. And there's a moment where the app is kind of like, it's finding all the cracks in the hull of the ship. Yet on the screen, we kind of partake in this as we're like, because I was reading all of the previews of all the text on the left. And I'm just like, love. And one of them, there was a phone number, but that had to be like a fake number, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think I was able to cover all the real phone numbers and put a couple fake ones in there. But who knows? I'm still going through it with a fine tooth comb.
Okay, in the intro, we're going to try it out. So we'll get back to you and let you know if anybody answers.
Cool.
No, but I don't know. The whole medium, the like invasion of privacy, the negotiation of somebody trying to make money off of just being who they are or who they're not or who they're presenting. And then like not understanding the audience is kind of like, they are feeding on the wounded. Yep. Like, man, I watch freaking King Cobra all day. Colin, have you ever heard of the term lolcow?
No, I don't think so.
It's kind of like when a vlogger or an influencer is a train wreck. And people show up because it's really hard to ignore the wreckage on the side of the road.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I learned so much about internet terminology making this movie.
Yeah, it's something I'm not proud of, but something. I wake up and I watch basically outsider art as a dude who's been complaining about his dry spell now for 3 years, writes an album about gender relationships. And
sexual dry spell. He's not in irrigation.
Yeah. He's not a musician either, which makes the whole thing confusing. Dude, I love the internet. I'm so glad that you made a anthology found footage movie based solely on the contradictions of it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, and actually, my safety net, which saved my ass several times, was a glitch package that a plugin I bought for the editing. And so whenever kind of what you brought up before, Russell, how like it felt like everything was done in real time. It felt like it was all happening, unfolding before your eyes. Well, that's because whenever we had a cut, I put a glitch in there to make it look that way.
Now, I'm going to argue for your talent. And I think people listening might be like, oh, well, there we go. He didn't do it. That's some bullshit. When you watch the movie, there are long takes in here. So don't undersell your performances in this film.
Yeah, no, we definitely, we wanted to do long takes. And a lot of the actors were more comfortable than I thought with longer takes, since most of them were theater trained and not particularly used to making movies.
That was my next question, Colin. Is that what were the challenges presented with shifting gears going from stage to screen?
Well, I mean, once you can get it into everyone's head that like they're not playing to the back row, they're playing to a small piece of glass right in front of their face. We hired good enough actors to where they could make that switch pretty easily. But then again, like depending on the tone of the piece, the first piece, Dolores, like that was more comedic in tone, a bit over the top. Like that performance had a little more room to get big. Same with Ed, who played Trevor in the second one, who we just told him Jack Torrance, and he ran with it. But yeah, I mean, like I said before, we were able to get really good actors that didn't have jobs this year because of everything. So because of that, they were way more enthusiastic. They were very excited to be working, and I work really hard to create a collaborative, fun environment. And I think we did a pretty good job. Also, the other directors that I brought in, like, boom, we did found footage crash course, and they just ran off. It was great.
You talk about like trying to undo the like playing to the back of the room, but then you throw on a character like Ghost Radamus. You kind of point out like, so I've been fucking around in Twitch with our buddies at Barely Functional Gamers, and the whole idea was like, let me just like get used to being on camera. Like eventually we're gonna do podcast video, and I know it's down the road. So I'm like, let me punish myself and be on camera as much as I can just to forget about it.
Yeah, you got to workshop it,
Right? And dude, Ghost Radamus, that motherfucker should be a real streamer.
He is. That's Tazi. Like, he's awesome. He is a real streamer. Like, he really works for that. Like, he works on Twitch a lot. So when we brought him in, we're like, oh man, we just hired an actor and production value at the same time. But Tazi was great, and but he's like born for Twitch. Like, he's the happiest, most positive gamer. I loved working with him.
He's got that kind of charisma where when he's smiling, it doesn't matter like the context. If you just jumped in, it's infectious, even through the internet.
Yep. And for that exact reason, when he slows down and things get weird, it's all the more effective because he is such an outgoing, fun personality. And then shit gets weird and the glitches come in and Recompose starts fucking with them. And we did, Nikki directed that piece. Oh, no, sorry. Sarah Kuykendall directed that piece. And she did some really good subtext. If you look at it again, you notice every time someone mentions the word focus, it's like all the meaning in the world is funneled into this one word for every character. And that's kind of the contagion that spreads, is this need to focus. It was really interesting. And that was something that it did not occur to me at all until the cast and the director came on.
Dude, what's his Twitch handle? Do you know?
His name's Tazi Alabastro. I think he has a big presence on Facebook as well. So you could probably.
If you got a name like that, you don't need a username, baby.
Dude.
No, right?
That's a good name.
That's like a fucking
great name.
Dude, it's like a fucking cool vampire name.
Well,
it's like something out of What We Do in the Shadows. It's like
I don't know. It sounds like he belongs in The Godfather, one of the 5.
Dude, he's so good, and he's in the middle segment.
Yeah, he's in FOMO.
Fuck yeah, FOMO. God damn it. I don't know. I'm a fan of that dude. I want to go follow
Randy,
him.
have you ever had FOMO?
Never.
No, Randy got into Bitcoin early. He doesn't know what FOMO
that is true, right?
Ooh, nice, Randy.
Not
Randy
super
Crypto.
early, but early enough.
Yeah, no, Colin, now, fuck. Was it scary when the film came out? Also, I should point out,
yes.
I was debating. You're actually on camera in this movie, too.
Yes, just because we ran out of budget for 11 actors, we could only pay 10, so I was like, fuck it, I'll do it.
Now, I was cheering for you.
Thank you.
How did it feel?
Oh, I felt like I did by far and away the worst performance of anybody. Like, you have all these great actors with makeup, and then there's sweaty Colin running around. But it was really fun. It's really hard. I mean, when you're producing, editing, and shooting and acting, That's the hardest part, is like focusing on the acting, because no one was behind the camera when I was acting.
Damn.
But you did have directors for each individual segment.
Yes,
right?
yeah, we had great directors, and Alejandro Torres directed me in The Convergence, that third piece, and yeah, we had a great time. I love bringing in directors that are like really excited, really talented, but have never touched a movie, and just kind of bringing them in and kind of sweeping them up in the whole process was really fun. And then I have a big enough living room now where I was able to bring directors to my place, put the editing up on a big monitor, and we could actually sit and build it together, which was really helpful as well.
Wow, that's really cool. Actually, we should steal that. When
Yeah.
we have some projects coming up that we need to edit, that's probably how we should do it.
There you go. Yeah, just like put your big screen like right facing your like porch, and then put everyone out on the porch, and then you're good.
Well, we could literally do that. We have the deck right next to the projector.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Now, Colin, I'm gonna place a bet here. I'm guessing you're the most educated in the way of found footage or screen life film out of everybody you worked with.
Yes. Yeah, no, I've been watching. I got obsessed with Blair Witch in '98, and the rest is history.
So were you giving people like films to look at to kind of figure out like the pacing or like what it will look like in the end?
Yeah, what was the
Yep.
crash course?
Here, let me pull it up here. I have it. Holy shit, that was great.
like
Yeah, I definitely gave people references. Pre-production, is that it?
Now, this is only because I remember after watching Holy Shit, That Was Scary, the first one, we hung out in the bar after, and I can't help it. I start motor mouthing all the time, and I just pull up titles casually like people know them. And you've made the impression on me that you're the only person that knew all of them.
Probably.
I was like, damn, dude, you're on it. And it was intimidating because you also seem like somebody who does more work than I do. I'm like, how the fuck do you balance that?
I walk a lot and I sleep enough.
Oh, that is.
See, Colin, would you tell him, please? 30 minutes of sleep a night. He's going to die.
I'm trying to keep up with them. I'm like, how do you squeeze all these movies in? I don't.
You need
Well,
to.
I mean, that's also 15 years of teaching myself to make movies. That helped.
Okay, what were you giving people to watch?
Okay, so I made a list of found footage styles. We had desktop presentation. These were presented to the writers. Desktop presentation, which is I gave them Unfriended and Searching.
Okay.
Snapchat or text thread, which was more an element. I didn't really have a reference for that. But Zoom horror, I made everyone. I tried to make everyone watch Host, because Host scared the poop out of me. Also, iPhone coverage, more traditional Blair Witch type camcorder stuff, and then security system, more like a Paranormal Activity, which I. Once all the writers took the thing that they wanted to write in, then I took security camera and desktop. Oh, I didn't even end up using security camera. We used that in a different one, but I took desktop. That was the one that I knew no one would have the patience to develop, so I wanted to try my hand at that one.
Dang. I am. Did you see a movie? Now I'm doing it again. I can't help it with you.
Do it.
Now, Host came out and it kind of like took over the landscape because it's good. I really like that movie. So there's been a couple of other films that came out. There was one. What the fuck was it called? Unfollowed. Was that it?
Oh yes.
The short film.
Wasn't it called? Wait, it was a short film. You said.
I know what Unfollowed is. God, we showed that fucking movie.
There was one called Followed that I tried to watch. That was a kind of a social media influencer type. Yeah, I couldn't finish that one.
Followed. We should.
Yeah, Followed was from 2018, and it was like the character was insufferable, and I just couldn't make it to the point where he started dying. I was hoping that I could make it, but I couldn't.
So here's the thing. Because we do that, the Unnamed Footage Fest, these are kind of conversations we get into. They get very heated.
I love it.
I was a big defender for Followed because of all the reasons you just expressed. I'm like, this loud, big personality is what a fucking vlogger is.
It fits thematically, but don't ask me to care about that fucking character for an hour and a half.
Well, think about it. Well, the type of found footage movie we're dealing with in Followed is snuff fiction, where we come in and we're basically watching the lead up to the death of our protagonist. So when you open up and you kind of annoy your whole audience, it's like, okay, cool. Now I'm not going to cry when you die, but I'm actually kind of waiting for it.
Yeah, I agree with that. But also, like, Hell House LLC did it so much better.
Dude. The thing with, Hell House is very close to my heart because, like you, that's a film that you recommend to all your, like, general basic bitch horror fans. Right? You tell them, hey, go on Amazon Prime. Here's a movie.
Safe.
Yeah, go watch that. And then they get terrified.
Well, the clown helps.
Yeah, it was all about the clown. That fucking clown, man.
Now, did you watch part 2 or 3?
Yes.
What did you think of those?
Yeah.
Now, we talked to Stephen Cognetti twice.
Ooh.
Well, the first time he was on, he talked about how he didn't want to make a found footage movie. But, budget restrictions, they kind of pushed him there. And you can see the negotiation. Like, he had a big story he wanted to tell that he wasn't allowed to.
Mm-hmm.
But the void in the storytelling really fucking helped it.
Yeah, the limitations kind of brought it even more out of its shell. And I think that's like people that develop movies without any final style attributed to it that end up having to make a found footage due to limitations and necessity. I think those found footages tend to be stronger than, some of the found footage, like, hey, let's just make a found footage movie and run through the woods. Like, necessity is the mother of, like, evolution. And I feel like Hell House was like, and actually I had no idea that he approached it as not a found footage, which I feel made the found footage so much more effective because it wasn't developed with that in mind. It was developed as a story, like a formally told story.
For sure. I think it's also like when you're trying to build a production and you have an idea and then it's clear, like, we need to change the framing narrative now. And then you're on location, you can't cancel all these dates. And okay, here, I'm going to tie this into D&D. A lot of the time when we're faced with like a riddle or some puzzle, right? It's really easy to overthink shit. And a lot of the time your instinct will lead you to the right answer. And I think when you get on set and it's like, well, we got an abandoned house and we have a script and we have an idea. Mm-hmm. I think, time kind of forces you to go with your instinct as opposed to giving you the opportunity to overthink shit.
Yep.
It just feels so natural.
Mm-hmm.
And to tie this in, to try and sell you on Bad Ben, I think it's the same thing going on. Now, when we talked to Cognetti, he kept saying, well, the found footage community kind of found me and I want to give them another movie. And I remember telling him, don't do it, dude. Like,
was this before Lake of Fire?
It was for part 2.
Okay.
Like, he came on to promote. Well, he kind of revealed that he was going to make another one. And we were just like, dude, you don't, like, now that you think you know it, you'll find out how much you don't. Like, just make the movie you want to make. Like, people are paying attention. And then he doubled down on it and made a part 3 in found footage. And yeah, again, it's a very similar progression to Bad Ben. You'll see how he kind of realized with part 2 what worked and what didn't, and then in part 3 tried to recreate it. And I'll tell you, part 3, couple like great scares in that movie.
Yeah, I think part 3 is stronger than part 2.
Dude, how good was that that vlogger that goes into the house and he just stares at the steps?
Yeah.
Until the phone like falls.
Oh.
The light feed just cut out because the battery died. I don't know. That thing, I think about that kind of regularly.
Yeah, no, there's like those great small moments that you don't really consider until you're like at like the shoestring minimum of your foundation. But like, yeah, and like those types of happy accidents, like you can't script that shit.
No. Just like you can't bottle Ghostradamus. Like whatever that guy.
Yeah. I don't will not be contained.
Classic saying.
So it wasn't unfollowed. It was unsubscribed.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Okay, wait, no, this is a different thing. So there was a short film, Unsubscribed, that became the number one box office seller during the lockdown.
It was like 38 minutes or something.
Yeah, it was like a 20-minute short.
Yeah.
But it happened because they had booked the theater in advance, and as all the calendars cleared, they had already pre-sold all the tickets. So it was just like a weird anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
But it was another Screen Life kind of host thing.
Oh wow, this looks interesting.
So check that one out. And then also you're gonna love this title, Colin. Control Alt Trick Treat.
Control Alt Trick Treat.
Yeah. Now that is I'm gonna go ahead and just say a complete ripoff of Host,
Okay.
but it's not bad.
All right. Yeah,
So,
that
yeah.
sounds fun.
IMDb that one. I'm not sure where it is. I had a friend bring it over on a disk drive, so I don't know if it's even out, but it says 2020 release.
Okay, yeah, I'll look
Highly
into it.
recommend that.
Well, it also says 29 minutes, and you swear it was an hour.
It's an hour and a half.
Okay, well, IMDb says 29 minutes. So
I feel like we had this exact conversation when I reviewed it.
there's
Yeah.
a lot of intrigue and mystery surrounding Control plus Alt / trick / delete.
Well, the thing is, they say focus, and then your peripherals go away, and you just have tunnel vision, and you get trapped in this time loop.
Ooh, that's cool.
Well, Colin, so what's the plan from here, man?
Well, we're gonna make the next for Awesome Theater. So we're mid-production now on a podcast that we're making our first podcast called 6 Things That God Hates, and it's all short fiction podcasts based on one of those proverbs from the Bible, which is the 6 things that God hates, which are pretty hilariously vague sin type things that we brought in 6 writers to each tackle one of those subjects. And then after that, we're going to make a documentary about the haunted Chinatown tour that a friend of ours is running up in Chinatown. So we're going to make a big spooky documentary in the summer, which will be fun.
Colin,
and
be very careful with Chinatown, okay?
Oh, we've already done a couple. I've done a couple big projects up there, and I love running around up there.
All right, just be careful. My
I
friend
know,
Jake
yeah.
had some trouble in Chinatown.
So
Yeah, no, there's a lot of trouble to be had in Chinatown, but it's just the history of it is so interesting, and especially like the haunted history of it. We did a little promo 10-minute video last Halloween, and it's just some of the stories that they have and the locations that they take you to is just terrifying. So we're going to be doing that in the summer, and then hopefully I'll be working on like my own solo feature film up in Washington at the end of the year, like November, December, fingers crossed. But we're trying to raise money for that now through my other video company, Troubleshoot, which would be a kind of fun co-production up in the boonies of Washington State, but a very creepy, kind of deliberately paced, dark and the wicked type thing that we're hoping to make at the end of the year.
Okay, so the first one is it. When you mentioned the 6 proverbs or one, I don't know how the Bible works. Is that, are you doing kind of like a
You're a heathen?
Yeah, I know. Are you doing kind of like a Decalogue thing, where it's like a modern reinterpretation, or
no? It's more just taking the actual line that God hates. So, like, hands that shed innocent blood is one, and so just taking that as a prompt and writing whatever the fuck you want. Basically.
Just don't borrow from the Westboro Baptist Church on what.
No, don't worry. We're way past that.
Okay, now haunted Chinatown tours.
Yeah.
Now you're oh man, how is it organizing a public event or even like private, but you're out in a public setting in the Bay Area? Now I know we have a huge compliance rate here, and people are like wearing 3 masks alone in their car driving around.
Right.
I can only imagine people coming out with torches trying to stop the haunted Chinatown tour.
Right. Well, I mean, they it's mostly outdoor, and the guy that runs the 2 people that run the tour are good friends of Awesome Theater. So basically, what we do is we just film the tour and then sit them down and get like talking head stuff from them. We may shoot some reenactment stuff of some of these more horrific, like, things that happen in Chinatown, but we're starting production meetings for that next week. But yeah, it's easier than I initially thought it would, just because the tour is already awesome and completed, and we can just kind of add frills to it and make it even more interactive and more appropriate for film, as opposed to walking around at night in Chinatown with flashlights and hearing scary stories.
See, I'm hearing selectively now. I was thinking that it was a live. I don't know why we would live stream it if you had a live group out there.
Oh, that would be cool.
I know, and I'm like, San Francisco. There's a pretty big community of just tour groups. Like, there's a vampire tour that goes on, and you just meet up on the corner and walk around. And I'm like, those are coming back. That's a good sign, but.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm trying to organize like an industry tour in the next couple months, just so we can have like dedicated tour that we can all just film. So if we do that, I'll invite you guys. You should come on the tour too.
Oh, please do. Like, what was that haunted boat tour that we had that was promoted everywhere?
Haunted boat.
Yeah. Do you know about that, Colin? They advertised it. Like, if you went to Subway, I know every Subway out here would have little coupons for it.
Well, like just out in the bay?
It was in the Pier 39.
Was it part of like the SF Dungeon type thing?
Yep, it was SF Dungeon.
There you go.
Yeah, I never did it. Now I find myself wanting to do all this stuff now that we're like.
I know, now that you haven't, it's been robbed from you for a year, even though you didn't want to do it before. Now you do.
Well, we can do the haunted San Bruno tour.
Ooh, I'm all about that. Well, I remember when Russell, when you were driving me back that time when I was up at your place, like we were driving down that hill and we were finding some scary corners of that mountain.
I tell you, we can go into the abandoned TGI Friday.
Ooh, yeah,
they tore that down.
I'll bring a GoPro. It'll be good.
So, okay, Colin, before we let you go, I have to know. Have any of your 3 jobs come back?
In more like in the 3 employers that I worked for have reached out for specific projects that they need. So I've kind of been working with my older jobs on a contract basis, but with hoping that as things start to reopen in the next few months, at least one of them will come back. Like I got to a point where I can support myself mostly through like editing videos for people. But I would like to get out and like work somewhere at least part-time.
Well, I was for sure. I thought you were just going to be, I'm done with that shit.
Dude, no, man, there's still a part of me that like, I kind of miss having like an office.
You're like supporting 3 companies. You have 2 production companies. You starred in your first role. How do you have time for a regular part-time job?
Well, I'll let you know when I get off the part-time job.
Colin, I fucking miss you, man, and I can't wait to have you come back over. And
yeah, I can't wait either. I still got the movies that I borrowed. They're sitting on like right by the door, ready to go out the second I can go.
What the hell did you borrow? I don't even remember.
I borrowed Toad Road.
Oh,
and Nocturne.
What'd you think of Toad Road?
Toad Road was interesting. I was more interested with the true story about the making of it than the actual movie, but it was a really interesting reference thing. I just thought the atmosphere and some of the performances were really raw and cool. I didn't get a chance to do Nocturne yet. I'll try to do that.
Well, I don't even remember what the hell Nocturne is.
I don't either. I feel like it's South American, a bunch of kids. I can't remember. Clearly,
that was your pick.
No, I'm pretty sure you convinced me to borrow it.
I don't. Okay, I hope. Now, Toad Road, that has me written all over.
Yeah.
Toad Road is so cool. It's one of those movies that you could misremember as a found footage film.
Yep.
And God, it's like Larry Clark, but like evil. And
evil Larry Clark. That's a great way to put it.
Well, what's good Larry Clark?
Well, yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah, no, all Larry Clark is shady, but like evil Larry Clark is cool.
Well, dude, like that true story of like it's like the actress died the day before the premiere on a real drug overdose.
Yeah, that was messed up.
And in the movie, she plays like the girl next door who gets hooked on drugs.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking crazy. I'm getting goosebumps. I love it.
All right. Well, Russell, don't forget that we have a new segment to close out the show.
I already forgot.
So it's the Randy wrap up.
Okay.
Randy, close us out.
Yep. Looking forward to getting back into the theater and theaters, and maybe we'll do one of these Chinatown tours.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know when we're finding a fun time to like have a friend tour. But that'd be super fun.
Now, here's the thing. If that really happened, I guarantee you we would see video of Randy out there having a great time in Chinatown with Colin, and me and Clark would have no idea it even happened. Randy would just be like, "Oh, I told you." It would be like, "Bitch, you went out and had fun without us," which is what happened, right, Randy?
Yeah, I mean, I tell you a lot of things that you just decide to not remember or listen to. So yeah.
That's completely fair.
That is totally true.
Well, Colin, thanks so much, man. This is it's always fun, and let's have you on sooner than 2 years, man.
Thank you guys. This was super great.